Morning everyone. Yeah, I can see lots of familiar faces in the chat, which is awesome. Just getting my last few bits sort of together to hand. And yeah, I hope you're all ready to continue building or watching me build this beast of a miniature, basically. Right, so almost ready. Just getting the last few bits, clicking a few buttons, making sure my music's obviously working, and then we'll crack on. Apologies if you can hear the washing machine in the background. It should be finishing any minute now, but unfortunately it's kind of literally sitting right behind my head. Watching me build. Right, yep, it's all looking good. Let's just clear some of these pop-ups up that I've got on my screen. And we'll do that one. And then that one. Morning! Right, so obviously this has had a nice lot of time to dry from last night. Filmed myself just peeling it off the old greaseproof paper. Yeah, obviously it's come out potholey, but that doesn't matter because this is going to, basically it's all going to get covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the main thing is it's sort of come out. It's still a little bit wibbly wobbly, but that's because parts of it, well, some parts of it are still a bit soft. So it will firm up, as they say, later on. But basically, say this is going to have lots of stuff put on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that this isn't sort of as strong and secure as it needs to be. So for anyone joining that's not seen my previous couple of live streams, just going to have a quick little recap, and then we'll crack on, because I've got quite a lot, obviously, I want to try and do. As the title suggests, I'm making the TauManta, which is this little beast. Because it is so big, I'm making it in sections, because it won't obviously fit on my desk. So I'm basically concentrating on the centre bit, which is obviously that bit. And to help me make it, I've now started to print off how it looks full size. So this is just obviously the front bit of this. You've still got the other sort of section on the back. So yeah, so this is the bit that I made yesterday. Basically by putting the sprue frames all over it and then filling it in with goo. And then this is what I've got from that. So on the back you can still kind of see parts of where the different sort of frameworks are. But yeah, no, it's come out as expected. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah. Right, so yeah, good morning to Victor, to Rain, Tiny Yahoo, Alan Forbes is here, Aisha's here, morning to you. Andre, morning to you too. So yeah, cool. The last sound of the wishy-washy. Yeah, it should be finishing any minute. But because obviously where I'm sitting, the kitchen is like a foot behind me, and literally the washing machine is just right in the corner as you go into the kitchen. Obviously it's a small kitchen, so literally you walk in, stand still, and then you can turn around and get everything. So yes, it's literally right behind me, but it should stop any moment. Right, so yeah, the plan today is obviously attach this to the main sort of Carcass box I've got, then do a couple of the frames that go like the angled frames, and depending on time, because that shouldn't take too long, but as we all know, when I'm doing this I chat a lot and sometimes don't get as much done as I kind of think I am. If we do manage to get all that done, so once this is attached to the main frame and I've got the side bits going up, then I think then comes the fun bit, which is where I get the sprues and I start building all of these bits that are on the top here. And I'm going to build them in the same way that I build all my other things, like the sprue burger. They're all going to have like a basic frame inside, made with obviously sprues, funnily enough. So yeah, so basically a lot of frameworks made from sprues, obviously gluing it together, making some nice box shapes that are secure, and then over the top of all those box shapes I put my my normal thin sprue panels. That's what I was going to get one out, but yeah, I haven't got one to hand. But I think most of you guys know what the normal sprue panels look like. Although I will be making some up today. Again, 'cause with this you've always got to plan ahead. So like for tomorrow's live stream, my plan is to start making the box bits and then putting the sprue panels on. At the moment I don't really have many sprue panels because obviously I'll be making the big thick sprue panels. So later on today, maybe in the stream, I'm going to roll out some sprue panels that I can leave overnight, and then tomorrow they'll be good to go, basically. So that's why there's a lot of forward-thinking planning to make sure you've got stuff that you can actually work with the next day. Because otherwise, if I didn't do that, I'd wake up, come start a stream, and be like, I've got nothing to actually use to build things with. So yeah, a lot of planning ahead, basically. Man of War, morning to you. Steve's lurking. Good to see you, Steve, lurking. It's not Monday morning if there's no wishy-washy on the go. She may not be on for long as you wait for a call from the doctor. Oh no, showing signs of COVID. Well, fingers crossed you fail the test. It's like one of the few tests you actually want to fail. But yeah, fingers crossed for you, Aisha. Let's hope it's just a cold or something like that. Right, so yeah, gonna crack on. Say this is where I think it's now going to start getting exciting for you guys to watch. Because like I say, I know whenever I start these kind of projects, they are pretty dull and boring. But I don't mind because I know it needs to be done to get to the next stage. But now for you guys, it's going to be a lot more to sort of watch, really, and to obviously see the size of it. So again, for anyone who hasn't been watching my previous ones, why not? So this is the first thing I built. Basically, it's like the main sort of carcass centre bit of the whole thing. So this is the bit that's always going to be on the ground, on the floor, because then you've got the front sort of coming up for the nose, sides are coming up to go to the wings. So that's why this bit is made very, very strong, basically. Because obviously this is going to like take the weight of everything, and this is what's going to stop it from collapsing in on itself when you go to pick it up. So yeah, nice and strong, firm, solid. I mean, you can watch how I've made this if you go back through the streams and then just stick them on some sort of silly fast forward speed. But the video for all of this obviously will come out once it's all made, basically. That's why obviously I am filming as I go, just so that you can watch this in one hit, and it'll be obviously a lot shorter than watching all my streams. Because I think I've done about 9 hours worth of streams already just to get to this stage. So yeah, so I always knew it was going to be like a long sort of build. Right, let's get that out of shot actually, because I obviously want to film bits, so I want to film me bringing that in, and then basically this little bad boy is going to get glued to that bad boy. Well, that's the idea. Cybermat, morning. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Again, usual thing. Any questions directed at me? If you put @miniature hobbyist in your comments, doesn't matter if it's the beginning or the end. All sort of one word, no spaces. @miniature hobbyist. Just so then on my screen it pops up in orange and I can see it out the corner of my eye. Otherwise, sometimes I get engrossed in what I'm doing. Obviously, you might ask a question, but then because of this general chit chat, your question might just scroll off the screen and I miss it. So @miniature hobbyist, and then I'm good to go. Daniel, good evening to you from Aussie. Hope you've had a good day. Obviously, we're just starting ours, say 9 o'clock in the morning. It's as grey as anything, although the sunrise this morning, I wasn't up for it because I had a bit of a lie-in. But I've seen pictures on Facebook and the sunrise here was beautiful apparently. Like bright orange, yeah, oranges and pinks and just warm, nice colours. But I say, I didn't get up till about, it was about 8 o'clock I think. What am I doing? Oh, filming, that was it. Good old Mr. Thumbs Down man, he must have got notified. Right, so this is where, because this thing's so big, normally my camera can be in front of me and I can get everything in. But because obviously this stuff is taking up the whole of my desk, I think a lot of my shots are going to be, basically the camera is going to be way up here. Because it's the only way I can get the whole desk in. But I like to sort of vary the shot, but yeah, I think that's, there we go, that should do. So again, I've peeled the back off. Now we got this. And now we bring obviously this into shot. show up what I'm going to do, which is glue this to that. And job done. And we'll pull that away and we'll start to get some glue out. And just to vary the shot up, we'll get a close-up of me putting some glue on. It's all exciting stuff. Again, whenever I'm doing these, like filming what I'm making, I do tend to over-film, as in I film lots of bits, but then when I come to edit it, and I do the voiceover, I sometimes think, well, I don't really need that clip in, because you kind of know what I'm doing, you don't need that extra bit. But, like I always say, you're better off having it and not needing it, than not having it and thinking, oh, I wish I had it. So we'll glue. Close up, me gluing, just because why not. So again, depending on what I'm saying in the voiceover, I might require that extra little bit of footage, just so I can sort of keep chatting. But unlike my live streams where I do sort of chat quite a lot and not all of it makes sense, when I do my videos, then obviously I make sure that what I am saying does make sense and it's not just dribble. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, the lid. Yes, I'd already found the centre spot, obviously, of the board. Did a little black mark. Same with this, just so obviously they line up. And I stuck in an extra little, don't know if you can see, extra little sprue there, just because this one was back a little bit from that one. Oh, there we go. Washing machine has stopped. So the plan is to obviously line this up, get this put on. It's going to sag, but that's fine, because in a minute I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm just going to do this for a little bit, just so that the glue sort of settles. And yeah, I'm going to turn it upside down and then start putting the angle bits on, which will help this front bit not sag as much. I mean, I want it to kind of sag a little bit because the front of this ship does sort of go along and then dip down. So the fact that that sags will kind of help for that. But Aisha, did I get my shopping? I didn't go shopping in the end. I finished the live stream, and then I had lots of little like loose ends to tie up to do with like my work and stuff. So I did all that. Then I had to drop something round to my ex-wife from boy. Then I had to, well, then I did the photo shoot. So I didn't have time, but I left early to get to the photo shoot. And basically, long story short, although it turned into a long story, I went and got a McDonald's. It's all that talk about burgers. So I ended up having a McDonald's. Didn't finish the film saying, oh yeah, the washing machine has now stopped. I say literally, the washing machine is like 2 feet from where I'm sitting. Yeah, it's only on a quick wash, so I was hoping it would have stopped before I started, but obviously the quick wash isn't as quick as you want it sometimes. Right, so there we go. So this is obviously now the underneath. So I say most of this is still going to get sprue and bits put on it. This bottom bit won't, but I will say once this is all complete, I am going to go over it and fill in every little gap with sprue goo. And then once that's dried for about 2-3 days, however long it takes, it's going to get a good old sanding. So this beast is going to look nice and smooth and sleek, and not the usual orc rust buckety kind of thing that I generally make. So it's a nice change, basically. Aiden, is this the first time I've caught a live stream? Has it happened? I'm guessing it is. I don't know, Aiden. Is it? Maybe. How is the warping going? The warping? What warping? Have I missed something? I'm not sure. Maybe. So peanut butter for breakfast. No, the peanut butter all went. Yes, there's only a little bit yesterday, so it all went. So I now literally, I literally have nothing in the flat. But hey ho. But yeah, right. So the plan is to say have the angle bit going from here, obviously down, and then the same here. Obviously, an extra bit needs to go there. Again, because I like to make everything super strong, solid, especially with something this big. I am going to have like angle bits going on here first, and then the ball. Basically, I'll show you. So basically, obviously, I've got more of these panels. They do seem to warp. When they're first dry, so say like a day later after I do these, they are lovely and flat. But obviously, then as days go on, they are still shrinking, so they contract. But the good thing is, when they're like glued together like this big box, they don't warp. Because some of these panels had started warping, but then when I like sort of moved them out and got them, so you can just about get them roughly back to where they should be. When you glue it all together in a nice box shape, obviously it can't move because it's glued into a box shape. So at least I know that once it's like this, the panels aren't going to keep sort of basically warping. So this won't warp. When they're still as flat panels, they warp. But once you glue it into whatever position it's going into, it then won't have a chance to do anything. Yeah, Steve, I don't know where to message you. So can you, I mean, yeah, if you want to message me on the email, Steve, it's probably the best bit. Say Discord, I very rarely go on there. Yeah. I always say you're waiting for me address. Oh, okay, sorry, buddy. I wasn't too sure what I was messaging you about. Yeah. Messenger. Yeah. Yeah. Email. Yeah. Basically, if you want to contact me, the best way to contact me is email in the description or via Facebook. I say I am on Discord, but I really don't get on there as much as I should. Purely because I don't really have the time. I sort of, well, it's really weird. Sometimes I think I've got lots of time, and then before I know it, I kind of haven't. So, right, we've got quite a few panels. So I need to work out which ones. I've got a few different sizes. Oh, I'm not... Is it that way? Ah, so it's that way. Yeah, so they're the panels that are going to go. Oh. So yeah, these panels are going to be the ones that go at an angle like that. But I'm also want to cut some of these up into like triangles to go there as a brace, basically. Right. So I was going to go out as far as this was the angle, because it does still go at an angle, but it kind of like goes down, but then sort of like curves and then an angle. So that's why I'm going to do it like that, and then do another piece to get the other curve and another piece or whatever. So initially these ones go in line with this, because these ones are going to come out like that, and then this bit then sort of curves round somehow. But so that's why there's going to be a lot of filling with ooey gooey stuff at the end. So yeah guys, if you've got any sprues, by all means I'll happily accept in loads now, because this is going to take up so much more than I've got. Basically I had 2 big boxes, and we're talking big boxes. I've now got probably less than half a box of sprues left, and obviously I'm nowhere near, well I don't even know as a percentage, maybe 20% I guess. It's hard to say really, because there is going to be like a lot of filling, but okay, see. Last live stream you watched the panels warped a bit. Yeah, I mean these were only done a couple of days ago, so that one doesn't seem too bad. But some of them, it's like a little smiley mouth going on there. So, but say that's what these panels were like that I did this box with. So even though I know they are going to warp, once they're glued in position, they seem to be golden. Right, so rather than doing old tape measure and Pythagoras theorem and all that kind of stuff you meant to learn at school, I'm doing a good old fashioned eyeballing it, black marker penning it, drawing it, cutting it. So yeah, that's where I want it to go. These ones. Yeah. Yes, that is where we want it. And when I say I'm not going to measure it, I am going to measure it. Just because I have to. I can't not measure, even though I want to not measure. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Right, this is where though, because it takes up most of the room on my desk, I'm running out of desk. if that giant cheeseburger vanishes, you'll know what will happen. Yeah, I think there's no way my teeth could cope with that. I mean, you may have noticed I have lost a tooth at the front, and that was from a chocolate hobnob. And I know chocolate hobnobs are meant to be like the SAS of biscuits, but to have a chocolate hobnob bite back and take a tooth out, I think it's a bit much. But say these cut really nice. I must admit, so I'm loving these thick panels, just because these do open up a whole lot more of what I can make and make it firm. Because say some of the stuff that I make with the normal framework, it's not flimsy, but sometimes it's not like really secure. But being able to make panels with this and being able to cut them like that does mean I can make things a lot bigger, well, like this, and more solid, which is obviously all good. Right, so what was this? Because we make obviously the other one exactly the same. It's 13.7. Yeah, 13.7. About right. Well, also I'm using the big chunky marker, so it could be 13.7. It might be 13.8. But it's as close as it needs to be. Should be really filming these bits. We'll film the next angle bits I cut, because I need to move everything off the desk. I'll say definitely running out of desk space. Yeah, so look, lovely cut, lovely old jubbly. All right. So there's still a bit of flex in them to be able to like give them a bit of a bend. So that one is going to go like that. Obviously that one's going to go like that. So rather than just gluing top and bottom, I want to put like a triangle behind each one, just to give it that bit more strength, support. I mean, it may not need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's put all the little offcuts up there. Well, I say that so these two are 1.5-ish. Yeah, because obviously I'm going to have the angle bits at the front and the side. Yeah, just wonder whether or not I've got enough made up. We'll use this one for the angled bit. Aiden's in Canada, so your 4 AM is whatever time you're live streaming. Yeah, say I start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Do you have a good recommendation for acetone and how to store it? I like to get value for money, so I buy the cheapest of what I can buy sometimes. And with the acetone, yeah, I buy the cheapest ones I can get. I don't know if there's much difference in the acetone. Obviously, there is like a percentage difference. Some say 99.5, 99.6, and 100%. So they're the three that I've had. I've never had one that's been less than 99.5% acetone. But the one I was using yesterday, and it came in a bottle, and that was 100% acetone. But say I've used the other ones, and I can't see any difference in their strengths. But obviously, be careful if you are going to buy nail polish remover, which is obviously what contains acetone. That's where I first got it from, because there are some nail removers that don't have acetone in, which I found out when I went to Boots to buy one once. Is there somewhere to safely move it from a bigger container to smaller ones? See, I'm using it in glass. I don't have a whole lot of space for more gear. If you talk about me putting acetone in glass, obviously I do that because of melting the sprues. Because it needs to obviously be in a nice airtight container. Obviously, the acetone normally comes in plastic containers, but I pour it in the glass ones. Just because obviously it's a glass container, it's got a nice strong lid, it's airtight, so that doesn't evaporate, and these are pretty good and easy to store, basically. You're worried whether you can make this relatively large containers I found easier to store. I don't know. Plus, I don't know, you just somehow to store in acetone or putting sprue gooey stuff or making sprue goo in a huge big container. If you are, let me know how that goes, because I don't know if that would work too well. I mean, that's why I use jars, because they're nice and easy. Obviously I've got several sort of sizes. Plus it's easier to spoon out the stuff out of these than a huge big container. And I wouldn't make stuff in anything bigger than this. Certainly not deeper either, because obviously you'll never be able to get your hand in to reach the bottom. Or if you did, you'd be putting your hand in the acetone. I'm not sure. I mean, you may not have even been talking to me, I'm not too sure, because I just thought I'd jump in on that one. Right, so, oh yes, angled bits is what I was doing, and I will need a film. Right, so let's see how far this goes out. Right. Let's start by drawing a line from point to point, would be good. So it is basically like that, like that. There we go, just so I've got a nice reference of how far this should be going out. So I meant to cut more off actually, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I need to cut a bit more off. That's fine. Again, because obviously this is live, if I make not necessarily mistakes, but sometimes I do something and it's like, oh no, I need to take a bit more off. I'll just take it off, but obviously in the final video you see, sometimes these little bits I won't leave in, because obviously there's no point in me sort of saying, oh, I cut it, then I need to cut an extra bit off. If I do something and I try something and it doesn't work, then them bits I always keep in, just 'cause I think it's obviously handy for everyone to know what works and what doesn't. So even this, though this is quite thick now, I say it's definitely 4 mil. 4 mil, maybe 5. Yeah, definitely 4 and a bit. It's still nice and easy to cut with a blade. Obviously, I wouldn't cut this thick with a pair of scissors, but the normal sprue panels obviously cut really well with scissors. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, you can give this a thumbs up. Obviously, it's nice and simple and easy for you to do, but it does mean a lot to me and the channel, because it tells YouTube that you're liking what I'm doing and interacting with what I'm doing. And yeah, helps promote everything I do, basically. So yeah, please hit the thumbs up, guys. We're currently on 13 with 29 watching. Good old Mr. Thumbs Down is here nice and early. I say, it's really weird, because he must get notified. So out of all the people that get notified, I think Mr. Thumbs Down Man is one of them, which is fine. Well, that's still too big. No, that's still too big. Only by a fraction. That's fine, because I can slice the top off, so it'll be nice and flush. Oh yeah, I thought I'd taken enough off, but. Right, so they're fine. Right, we're going to make the, I think we'll just do 2. Yeah, 2 should be fine. So yeah, I'll be filming bits throughout this, and whenever I film, I generally don't talk because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing and thinking about what I'm saying when I come to actually edit the video together, basically. That's fine, and then I'll just film me cutting it. I can find some room. Cool, that's enough of that. Steve, I don't know either. What don't I know? Oh, I couldn't Google how many live streams. According to Google, how many live streams will you need to finish this? I think Google's good, but I don't think Google will be able to answer that. Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say because I think kind of what I've done is one of the slowest processes or slowest parts of making this. So once this sort of centre bit is bulked out, to do all the paneling on top and then putting all the to do all the framework on top and then put the paneling on should be quite quick. Building this bit that I've done so far is probably the slowest bit to do, I think. Not too sure. But then again, say the wings, they could be quite, not tricky, but just time consuming. I think it's because in my head I'm breaking each bit down and concentrating on one bit at a time. So it's difficult for me to sort of work out what the whole thing's going to do because I'm concentrating on one bit. But that's what I keep saying. I think this is definitely obviously a 3-week, 4-week sort of project. Or if it gets done quicker, it gets done quicker. If it gets done longer, then it's longer. I say it's not like I'm in a rush to sort of do it. Basically, I am just having fun doing it. Philippe, thanks for the content. Me and my wife just started buying Warhammer stuff. Awesome. Just around when the sprue videos came out. Cool. And you've been saying every sprue. Excellent. That's so good because there's a lot of people that sort of come across my channel and the first comment they normally put is, why didn't I see your channel a week ago just before I threw out a big box of sprues? So yes, I'm glad you're here and you've still got the sprues, which is awesome. Right, let's get another angle piece out of this. So I'm actually holding this ruler the wrong way round to cut because obviously this is a cutting ruler, which is why it's got a nice high flat edge on this side, and yet I'm still cutting it on the wrong side. So yeah, if you're after cutting mats, cutting rulers, blades, or any of that kind of thing, Graphics Direct, have a look in the link below, and yeah, go and have a look at their stuff. And so they do a whole variety of all kinds of cutting stuff, as well as a lot of like just general sort of office stationery, paintbrushes, not paintbrushes, air paint thingies. What are they called? Ah, so your brain's gone funny already. I've not even started and I'm going a bit doolally. And definitely there's no food in the house. Right, cut enough? Right, good thing I had. Oh, Aisha just wanted to say my name. Oh, are you saying something to someone? No, I'm not sure. I'm lost. I'm lost. Yeah, if you want to ask me a question, guys, if you put @miniature_hobbyist in your comment anywhere, don't leave any gaps. Just @miniature_hobbyist, no gaps. On my screen, it highlights it in orange, and it just lets me be aware that someone's asking me a question. Just because I don't always look at the texts that much. Well, I try to, obviously. Right, so something like sort of that. Or should I do more? So I don't think it really needs a whole lot. It's just. Or should I do 2 on each? Yeah, I'm going to put 2 on each just because. Patriot Wargaming Solutions. Am I going to cover this whole thing in a vinyl sheeting like a remote airplane? Yeah, now I'm going to, once this is all complete, I'm going to go over the whole thing. Any little indentations or bits where it's missed or whatever is going to get sprue goo in it. So basically the whole thing's almost going to be covered in sprue goo and then sanded down, and it should be super smooth. Because obviously the sprue goo is plastic, so when it hardens, it's plastic. So plastic should be able to sand down. Obviously something this big, and the amount of sanding this is going to need, I'm going to take it outside because obviously, well, I don't want the whole flat covered in dust, and also I don't want my lungs covered in dust. So yeah, so it'll be taken outside and given a right good sanding, basically. This could be the old 2-for-1 job. Cut it in half and almost get 2 out. For the next video, snacks required to hobby and random at work mood. Yeah. Aisha, look above where I was answering for Eddie. Oh man, look above where you were answering for Eddie. Bits are whizzing off. I can't. Yeah, I think wherever you were answering for Eddie, Eddie is speaking in Italian and asking how many live streams you will need. Oh, okay. Yeah. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Yeah, I couldn't even guess how many it's going to take. Basically, all I know is I'm going to well, this week I'm definitely going to be live streaming every morning, and the chances are every morning it will be this. But my plan is to start live streaming, well, all the time anyway, really, because I say it's generally in the mornings that I'm definitely doing something, whether I'm obviously doing this. Or say with the D&D, I've started making some like big boards that I'm going to coat with like flocking and hills and paths and lakes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing that as well. I'm only doing this really because obviously someone mentioned about building one of these out of sprues, and I thought it seemed like quite a good challenge. But so I've got several projects on the go. So because I always like to have quite a few things on the go. So yeah, I'm going to be live streaming pretty much all the time, as in every day. Because if I'm sitting here building something, doing something, I may as well have you guys here for company. And obviously I can try and keep you guys company. Is that going to be enough? No, I didn't think it was. Oh, I've got to point over. So I slice a finger off. Alright, let's have a little look. Andre's off again. Have a good one. You too, buddy. Sorry, Daniel. How many sprue bits does it take to turn into goo to fill a panel? Oh, I think one of these ones didn't have quite that much in it. It had a bit less, and I think that did about 4 panels, maybe more. It's hard to say. Again, it is hard to say because the panels are all different. I mean, these are basically about the same, but some panels obviously have less sprues going across. Because I've got some panels that only had like a little bit of a panel inside, and then other ones that have loads of panels. So obviously, it all depends on how much gap there is. So yes, each sprue is different. So it's difficult to say how much is required for each one because they're all that little bit different. But you can make loads. I'll say, I mean, something this big, I would expect to get at least 5, maybe 6 panels. Of obviously all like this sort of size, maybe more. It's hard to say because this is the first time I'm doing this. I've not really got a whole idea because I haven't done it like loads. Obviously, I've made quite a lot of panels already, though. But, yeah, memory like a sieve. Don't always remember stuff. I need to remember stuff that I need to remember. Well, hopefully. Oh, we're still are we lacking in thumbs up, or is it because my thing's not just refreshing? Let's have a look. Let's refresh it and see what it says. Oh, it is. Oh, my apologies. Oh, no. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't showing any of the likes. I had 19 likes, which is like a bit pants. But yeah, I've got lots now. And there's 2 thumbs down, guys. He's got a mate. Right. Have I ever considered building a rib frame first, like a modern architect craft, and then lay on sprues panels? Yes, that's how I normally build things. Yeah, Patriot Wargaming, if you ever look at my video on how I made the Orc Stomper and this, they're built exactly what you've just said. They're built with a normal framework, and then my thin sprue panels get put over the top. But what I was saying was something this big, you couldn't make in that way. It just wouldn't have the strength, wouldn't have the support. But yeah, if you have a look at any of my other videos where I make things, you'll see exactly what you just said is how I make them. Exactly how I make them. But yeah, Patriot Wargaming. If I was to do that for something this big, it just wouldn't have the strength. I mean, look, if you imagine, obviously, let's get. The sprues are very thin and very bendy. So it'd have to be a real complex framework with loads of sprues and angles and all that kind of stuff. As in, like, there'd almost be no gaps in between. To make something this big that you could pick up and it wouldn't just crumble and flop inside itself. That's what I was saying when I first started making this. That's why I was saying this is going to be made so different to how I normally make things, because of the pure size of this. To make it using a framework of these, it would just buckle. It'll buckle, bend, but break, basically. It just wouldn't be able to take the weight of everything because of the size. And you can imagine this thing is about 3 foot wide by about 2 foot. It's huge. So that's why I'm making the panels completely different to how I normally make them. So yeah, Patriot Gaming, you need to go and watch all my other sprue videos to see how I normally make things. Yeah. Any guess on what this will weigh? No. No, but I am looking forward to, once it is all built, weighing it and then seeing what it compares to the Forge World one. Just because that'd be funny. Aisha, just translating for Eddie. Okay, cool. Perfect. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've just seen. So literally, guys, I am really only looking at orange text on my screen. Just because for me to try and read every single little bit kind of obviously slows me down a whole lot when I'm trying to build something. Because I chat a lot anyway, so that kind of slows me down. So yeah, guys, if you have got a question for me or anything that's related to me and you want me to see it, you need to put @miniature hobbyist in the comment, otherwise it'll just scroll off. But yeah. Daniel, would I make some Necron terrain to get inspiration? I tell you what, to be honest, I don't know, Necron terrain. I'd have to have a look to see what Necron terrain there is. Yeah, because I'm not too sure what Necron terrain is or what their sort of style is. I need to have a look. TauManta, morning to you, buddy, or evening, afternoon, whatever, wherever you are. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna run out of room on my desk because this. Let's say once these bits are done on this side, flipping it over is a lot easier then, because then everything I'm doing is working on the top. I say because once I get these side panels done, then this can get flipped over, and then I'm going to build like Patriot Wargaming is saying about me building the framework and then obviously laying it with a thin skin. The whole of this top bit, that's exactly what I'll be doing to this top bit. So this is built this way purely for strength and stability. The bits on the top that are going to go on the top of this don't have to be as strong or as thick. So everything on top will be built my normal way, which is just using the sprues to make a framework, and then my thin sprue panels over the whole thing, and then probably a layer of sprue goo just to fill in any gaps and imperfections, basically. Right, so a little move around the things because my desk is starting to get a little cluttered. Rightio, so hopefully these are all okay. Looks like it's sticking out a little bit more than it should do. Alright, we can go down this end. So yeah, it's going to be kind of like 2 on each one. Yeah. Cool. Me glue and Richard. Your experiment with other plastics to dissolve have discovered that the main parts are ballpoint pens. Ballpoint pens, even. Okay, good old cheap Bic. Oh, cheers, Richard. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I was going to have a little go at. Oh, so you're the chap that did the comment about trying lots and lots of things, yeah? And I said, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Let me know what works, and then I can have a go. But yeah, because it's worth finding out what other plastics do melt in the same sort of way. Because then you can just go around the house, anything in the old bin, pull that out, and yeah, turn it into goo, plastic goo. Because obviously it wouldn't be sprue goo. Pretty much near the end. Well, I think it's now raining outside. I say this morning it was lovely looking, but now not so much. Malarega, hiya. Hope you're well. Alright. We'll stop that bit. Let's see which ways round is best. Is it that way? Yes. Yeah, that's okay, and this one should fit nicely. Cool. Cheers, Manna. Yeah, I'm pleased with how it's coming along. I say it's worth spending that more time at the beginning just to get it right. So now, whenever I build bits and put bits on, it should all sort of fit nicely, really, and go to plan, hopefully. Richard's dissolving expanded polystyrene is quite fun. Quite a violent reaction. Goop in minutes. Oh wow, okay. Expanded polystyrene, is that like the white sort of packing sort of stuff? Like the little balls, is that what that is? Lion has got a Dakar jet in construction. Awesome. Shave a bit off of one of these because it's sticking out a bit further. So I think it's because obviously some of these are like flat areas and some are like raised areas. And it seems to be just sticking out. So it's only a fraction out, and to be honest, it wouldn't really matter a whole lot. But say for the sake of me just shaving a bit off and making it fit better. Oh yeah, it's that big lump there actually. What if I can chop that bit off? Let's use this. Yeah, slice it off. How's that done the job? Oh, there we go. That was nice and easy. Might slice a little bit more off. Cool. Cool. Right, we'll just hold this for a few seconds. Aisha, I think you should auction it. Help with funds for future projects. Yeah. Well, I say that's what. I'm thinking about putting it on eBay. I have got an eBay account. I think I've had it for about 10 years. I don't think I've ever sold anything on it. And I may have bought something on it 10 years ago, but I've got an eBay account basically, but I don't use it. So yeah, I may well put this on there first. Yeah, because if I try and do any kind of auction on YouTube, it won't work well. So I think just putting it on eBay is where I'm going to put it. But I say the problem is it's a chunk. It's going to cost a lot to post, basically. The stuff your new telly comes in, yeah. Yeah, so Christoph, the burger at some stage will be getting fries and a milkshake made to go with it. Oh, actually, you can see me keeping this. I've got no room. Like, honestly, there's no room in my flat to have this. It just, there's nowhere I could keep it. And I say, because obviously I don't play Warhammer. Oh, things are stuck. It's like I'd never even like be able to take this to a game and use it. That's why if anything I am making that's big, say like the D&D stuff I'm making some big, say, panels. And like there's dungeon tiles and a lot of bigger stuff to do with D&D, which I don't mind because then I will try and store it and stack it because I know I will use it. Whereas this, it would never be used. It's not like I can put it somewhere so it can be displayed. It would end up, I don't know, on top of a wardrobe or, I don't know, behind the wardrobe. Basically, it'd end up somewhere where it's never going to get seen. It's never going to see daylight. It's just going to gather dust. So, yeah, it will be auctioned off on eBay or it will be binned. Let's just hold that a little bit. Eddie, I'm Italian and you are the best YouTuber dealing with the Warhammer hobby. Really? Well, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say. But I always feel bad the fact that I say I do Warhammer stuff, but I don't play the game, which kind of seems a bit weird. But I just love making stuff. So, yeah, I love making stuff. Daniel, Necron terrain is mostly symmetrical buildings, pyramids, cubed. Ah, okay. That's the stuff that would work well for these kind of things to make. Yeah, might have a little look. Sprue pizza. Yeah. How about a doorstop? I think I'd be more inclined to have a go at throwing it out the window and seeing if it like glides at all or just goes straight down. I think there's more chance of me doing that than it being a doorstop. Actually, that makes two of us. Two of us for what? I can't. What we said. Honestly, I've got a brain like a sieve, guys. So yeah, even though obviously I might say something and you say something, you give it 2 minutes and I'd have forgotten what we've said. Because honestly, I'm bad. I'm so bad. How big the container and how much acetone to dissolve in the hole? Are you talking about the containers that I've got? I mean, I've got these ones. I think it was pasta sauce. Basically, I've gone into Tesco's. Again, I bought the biggest, cheapest jars I could find. These were £1.10 with pasta sauce in. Obviously, no, not pasta sauce. No, these ones. Oh no, yeah, it was the. This one was the pasta sauce. This one was beetroot. I think it was sliced beetroot. So yeah, a bit of a mess to get rid of because obviously that beetroot, don't get it on your clothes because obviously that red stuff, you never get it off. Yeah, so this was a jar of beetroot. Pickled beetroot or whatever it was. So don't eat beetroot. £1.10, and this takes almost half of 1 litre. So yeah, almost 500 litres I put in here. But say I fill these up halfway. So basically with the acetone, I put half the jar acetone and fill the sprues to the top. Give it an hour or two. Then you can start pushing the sprues down because they obviously start to dissolve at the bottom. Push them down. Fill it up with some more sprue. And generally I do that a couple of times, which is why there's obviously a nice amount of sprue goo in that one. And I've got 2 of them, which is handy. Right, so I kind of want to do obviously the same with the sides coming down, and then that bit there is going to be like rounded. I say this is going to have some more paneling going off, so it's not like straight there. It's going to go down and then like smooth off. But we'll add the extra bits later. So it's best to build it up in kind of like layers almost. And I think what I might do is just have a go at trimming the top. Or is this going to end up in tears, I wonder? Oh no, there we go. Oh, that's not too bad. Ooh. Cool. So everything's going to get finished off nicely once the whole thing's done with sprue goo. This is just so when I turn it upside down, or the right way round, it'll lay flush. Cool. Made a mess of my desk. I don't like mess. I should have had a hobby that didn't make any mess. But tidy up as we go. Get rid of the mess. Right. It's everywhere. So yeah, what I want to do now is say similar sort of thing to both sides, basically. Why is that bit not gluing? Let's, right, let's give that a couple of seconds. Lady Sophie, nothing wrong with not playing the Warhammer games. Plenty of people just paint the models. Yeah, well, so that's how I kind of got into buying them little orcs. I think they're awesome figures. Obviously, that being said, now I've got 3D printers. I love my 3D printers, and I can go and print off what I want now. It's awesome. MANTA, did I say bin? That's a travesty. Well, I think I did mention that if it doesn't sell on eBay, the first person to pop round with a McDonald's can have it. Well, saying that, if Squidmire wants... Squidmire? Squidmire. No, Squidmire, he's old SpongeBob's boss, isn't he? Squidmire. Yeah, if he wants to pay me 46 grand, he can have it. Because didn't he... Someone was saying yesterday he sold something that he built for 46 grand. So he must have 46 grand sitting around. Maybe he can buy this off me. Maybe. I think he's talking about putting the whole model in acetone after it's built. Could you imagine? Yeah, I'd need like a big, well, a big bin from outside, fill it full of acetone, which would probably cost hundreds and hundreds, and then just put this in the bin. That'd be quite funny. Yeah. If it's smooth and rightly sized, you'll sell it for some money. Try Facebook groups. A UK buyer would be easy. Well, that's it. Say because of the weight and the cost of shipping and all that, I think it would have to be someone in the UK or someone anywhere who's just got tons of money, really. So if anyone knows Elon Musk, anyone knows him, as I heard he's just become the richest man in the world today. So yeah, if he wants to buy it, he can buy it for like, I don't know, $500,000, I guess. But yeah, so this is going to be the right size, and it is going to be super smooth. Yeah, let's say just because I want to make something that is super smooth and sleek, and not my usual rust bucket orc sort of thing. So that's why I say that. It's probably going to take more time at the end than it is like now, just because obviously going over the whole thing, filling in all the gaps, sanding it down, and when I sand it down, the chances are that might then reveal more little sort of pit holes and gaps, which will need filling and then sanding. And yeah, the whole filling of this and the sanding is going to be quite a... There's more bits coming off. It's going to be quite a long and slow process. But a process well worth doing, because obviously it'll make it look sleek, nice. Man, maybe I could do a collab with another YouTuber, Mini Maker. Yeah, I've done a few collaborations. Been fun. I think the collaborations though, it's generally hard to like align times up so that we both have the time to do things. It's like I say at the moment, I've already got about 3 or 4 projects on the go. So I've got quite a bit on the go. Obviously, wanting to make do obviously live streams. Obviously, I've got my real work to do. So yeah, it's quite a lot going on. Sophie, a 3D printer would be nice. Sadly, can't afford it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, obviously, I'm very fortunate that obviously my first 3D printer but basically you guys paid for it. And then the second one, obviously, Any Cubic have sent me one, or sent me two, which is awesome. And I say, yeah, having a 3D printer in this hobby is really good. Just being able to print out anything you need, whether it's small little things or like the big house that I printed off on the Any Cubic Viper. Did a 3D, like a D&D sort of house that I printed off on that. Yeah, printers are awesome. I say, I do love Any Cubic. I mean, not just because they sent me them, because they're so easy. They're so simple to set up. So the Any Cubic Viper self-levels. So you push a button and it does this little pointy thing. It levels itself and then you're good to go. You just start printing, which is cool. Eddie, come to Italy. We visit Italy in miniature. Oh, in Rimini. Ah, okay. Well, when I used to, when I was younger, I went off travelling. I went to Italy. I was only spent a week there, but I travelled to Rome and then went south. Just so I want to see, obviously, Leaning Tower, Pisa, and Mount Vesuvius. Obviously, as a kid, always heard about Mount Vesuvius, read the books, talked about it. So yeah, I really wanted to go there. So that was quite nice. That was cool. Lisa, hello. How are you? Mother uses an Ender 3. Awesome. You just wish it was self-leveling. I mean, it is cool. So you push a button, this little thing comes along. I think it does about, it's probably 11 or 16 points. It does. Only takes a couple of minutes, and then yeah, it's good. It is good because when I first got it, I set it up somewhere, used it, but then when I got the other printer, I had to move it to make room. So when I moved it, I had to like re-level it again. And obviously, it's great that you just got to push a button rather than obviously like the resin ones. You've got to put a bit of paper under, lower it down, make it right, tighten it all up, and then hope you've tightened it up right and all that. Anyway, I'm talking far too much. I'm not getting much done. So let's get back to this. Because I kind of wanted to get all this done. What's the time now? 10. That's not too bad. 10 o'clock. Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking what I'm going to do is, if I can, every morning stream between 9 and 12. Because then I can then go off and do my other work and have a bit of a rest and whatever. But yes, every morning, 9 till 12, I'm kind of thinking be here doing this. So panels are going to go on the side just the same like they've gone on the front, although the panels I've got on the side are my ones that want to trying to smile at me. They're having a good Monday morning and they want to smile. But I say it is the case you can manipulate these kind of like back to being flat, and like this thing has, once it's all glued together, it then can't bend. It stays as it is, and obviously it's rigid. Shouldn't hit it too hard. Not because of this, I'm bashing my table. This, so I can stand on this. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere, but my table, well, everything shakes. Daniel, looking to buy acetone in Australia, 100 mils for 12, 6.5 quid, 100 mils. Yeah, that's quite expensive. Yeah. The one that I was using recently is 1 litre, and that's £9. But even that's not expensive, but not cheap. Because I only bought that one because that one's the cheapest next day delivery. Because obviously I love next day delivery. But I have bought another one which I bought last week, which is turning up tomorrow, and that's 5 litres, and that's £20. So yeah, but again, if you can buy a bigger amount, obviously it's always cheaper. So that's why I'm buying the 5 litre one for 20 quid. Yeah, all good here, Lisa. Yeah, I say this is now starting to take a bit more shape. It's getting a bit bigger. Obviously, once I turn it back over the other side, you'll be able to see roughly how it's going to kind of look. But say this is just like the centre bit. It's still got the wings to go either side, so it's quite big. Description: morning. Hope you're all well. Right. So again, this is going to kind of go. Oh, it doesn't need to be cut actually. That's quite handy. Right, we will do a little brace there though, just because I think braces are good for strength, support, and all that kind of good stuff. Right. Let's go. Oh, I'll pop my lid. Let's go there. And there. Good old eyeballing it. Can't beat a bit of eyeballing. That's what, am I in the centre of the screen? I've been over here all the time. No, I'm not really in the centre of the screen. It's because my desk is so much on my desk. I'm having to lean over. So let's quickly move my webcam a little bit because there we go, back in the centre. Just because I was a little bit skew-if, and I don't like things skew-if. What was I going to look at? I'm looking at that. Check that. Just checking the thumbs up outweigh the number of people watching. It does. It's the little things in life. Right. So a bit more cutting. Where's my blade? Right. Let's put this the right way round. Keep cutting the wrong way. Cool. Just saw a question. I'll look at the question again in a second. So I just saw a bit of orange just as I was about to glue. Eddie, what's my favourite faction? Can anyone guess my favourite faction? Even though I don't play Warhammer, I'm sure some of you regular people will know what my favourite faction is. So I'll let you guys answer. Wolfenstone, morning to you. Good morning, Raven. Yeah, Eddie, someone in the comments will answer your question in a minute when they hear me. And Tiny Yahoo has put something there. It could be them. Is there any other guesses what my favourite faction in Warhammer might be? Elves? Raven, do you even know me? What do you mean elves? Elder. Again, do you even know me? Mornings after things. Tea break, so I thought I'd drop in. Healthy number on the stream. Yeah, say numbers aren't being too bad. Say, and the morning as well. I seem to get just as many in the morning as the evening. And I say, for me, mornings are so much easier to do these because that's when I'm sitting here making stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, Eddie, as quite a few people have now mentioned, it is orcs, and that's kind of what got me into Warhammer, or Warhammer figures anyway, because I love orcs. But I used to love the other orcs, like the ORCS orcs. Raven, you try to go the furthest away. Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm with you. Right, so yeah. Obviously, I'm just putting some side panels on this bit, which is obviously the bottom. Once this is done, flip it over. Oh, hello, Streamlabs. Morning to you. Haven't seen you for a while. Well, he does talk sense. He doesn't talk much, but when Streamlabs does talk, he talks sense. Wolfenstone, off work, school holidays. Yeah, I noticed that on the radio. It said about obviously people being off school. Mine aren't off until next week. Well, I hope not. If not, they're at school on their own. Right, I need to get some more of this done because I keep talking and then not getting much done. So I'm also going to put the panels under there first, or should I put them on top after? But so I'm definitely running out of room to get to the thing. Let's flip it all the way around like that. That's not too bad. Right, we'll have another angled piece there though, because this is going to overhang the whole of this. bit of mess on the floor. That's fine. I'm going to have a Hoover today because last night I chopped up so many. Oh, back off the screen now. I chopped up so many sprues last night to fill those jars because I've got 4 jars behind me full of sprue goo. I chopped up so many sprues last night, but bits were twanging off every now and then. So there's bits all over the floor, but some of them are like small little bits. So yeah, I need to have a good old Hoover, otherwise I'm going to be stepping on and getting impaled by bits of sprue, well, forever. I'll get this one cut. Again, sometimes what I'm doing might not be on your screen. It's because I'm running out of room and I've got to basically just go where I can fit in. Yes, I haven't asked yet this morning, guys. So what are you guys all up to that you're able to sit there and obviously watch me, well, I wouldn't say work, because obviously this isn't really work, but have fun. So yeah, what are you guys all doing that allows you to be there on a Monday morning? And obviously I mainly ask because if I'm doing this every day, I'm just wondering how many people are, well, going to be able to watch me every day, really. 2 weeks for primary. About that 6 weeks next summer. I should remember to get something to drink. Well, funny enough, I was thinking about getting something to drink because I am feeling a little bit parched, a little bit thirsty. What's stopping that from going flush? Let's chop a bit off of its head. There's something stopping it from going flush. Down the bottom. No, that's better. Does things work from home and still on that tea break. Well, tea breaks can take a while. You have to just sip them, and you got to dunk your biscuits. 40k is on half term. Wookie, I haven't seen you for a while, buddy, or you just lurk? You're working. That's probably why you're lurking, isn't it? If you're working, you can't really watch sort of properly. Lady Sophine is working from home. It's great to be able to work from home, I must admit. Description today: I'm working from home, working on a website for a client. Cool. Mika, Piet Clinic. No, I can't. It's like my mouth just sort of trips over the words. I just can't get them out. But you're working from home. Has its benefits? It does. Yes. 40k guy. This after I just woke up. Cool. Steve's got another 7 Dark Angel Ravenwing bikes to finish. Cool. Shaylin, work from home. So a lot of people work from home, which is awesome. Do you normally work from home, or was that because of COVID you started working from home and then the company thought, well, you can just carry on working from home? Or have you always worked from home, I wonder? Manna's having a rest before the housework. That housework's not going to get done, is it? You're going to rest all morning. Before you know it, it'll be like midday and you'll be like, I should do something. Maybe in an hour. It's lunchtime now. Aisha, I think I should change my name to Nag. Wolfstone, set gap filling at the me. Putting some blood angels together for the little one. Ah, bless. Damon, it's Monday night where I am. Your streams are a great way to unwind at the end of the day. At the perfect time. Awesome. Cool. I say it is funny to say when I do streams in the morning, people are from all over the world, and it's great because obviously, yeah, if you're in like Australia, New Zealand, then this is a time when you can obviously jump on and watch, as opposed to my evening streams, which are primarily obviously more UK and America. But obviously still do get the odd occasional American and Canadian here, because obviously they're doing a bit of night shifting or just waking up early or going to bed late. Aisha, nagging you to drink and buy shopping. I don't mind a bit of nagging. Hey, I've been single for 2 years, so I've not been nagged for a long time. So a little bit of nagging I can put up with. Not that I was really nagged before, to be honest. So yeah, me and my ex, we get on really, really well. We're really good friends. Tony, hello. Tony Pepperoni. Try 18 years. Oh, what, 18 years single? Or 18 years nagging? So Aisha, do you know Steve in real life, don't you? Because isn't there 3 of you that come on that know each other? Again, this is where my memory... I wish I had a good memory, basically, because it really does... It annoys me that I can't remember stuff. Yes, single. Yeah, I must admit, I've recently started going on like a dating site, and it's hard work. It really is. It's hard. Because I'm one of them people that I like to obviously talk to people, but I like to talk to people face to face. And because my talking normally, I like to think I'm quite funny, or if not funny, a little bit humorous, a little bit sarcastic sometimes. But when you're texting someone, it's very difficult to come across as being funny or sarcastic, because sometimes when you text something, the other person might take it as being rude or offensive. So when I'm texting, I'm not texting how I normally talk to someone, and it's so hard. Plus, sometimes it's hard. Some of the conversations I've had with people have really been hard going, and it's like, make an effort at least, love. So yeah, I'm not sure if online dating's for me. I've only done it for like a month or so, but it's, yeah. I mean, there's only been 2 people that I've had conversations with where it's actually felt nice and normal. Everyone else has just been, it's difficult. But I think I do like being on my own, so it's not like I don't need to have someone. It'll just be nice every now and then to have something to go out and have a meal with, or a drink, or Netflix and chill, basically. Right, anyway, we're getting off topic here. Right. So yeah, that's kind of glued. Steve, Aisha, Baza, and Washi on. Wolfenstein, yeah, text has no tone. It is. Plus, again, I like to talk to people face to face because you can gauge by their reactions, their expressions, how they are, how they're feeling, how they react to what you say. Plus, I found out last year I'm an empath. And I always thought an empath was someone off Star Trek that could read minds, but it's not. It's basically it's lots of things behind it, but it's what I am. So I get a strong feeling from people on how they are and how they react. So in like the first few minutes of meeting someone, I can kind of tell if I'm going to get on with them or not. But in a phone, obviously that doesn't come across at all, obviously. So yeah, go speed dating. Yeah, maybe. But I say, luckily, I'm in no rush to meet someone. Although, again, it's difficult because my job, being a photographer, pretty much everyone I've ever gone out with has been someone I've worked with. But I work on my own. So it's not like I'm ever going to meet anyone at work. Although I'm at a wedding, but I'm working at a wedding, so it's not like I'm there to sort of socialise. So yeah, so that's probably the most difficult bit. The fact that I work on my own, and yeah, I don't think there's been anyone I've gone out with that hasn't been someone I initially worked with. So it's like the usual when you sort of start off as friends and then progress further. Oh. That doesn't look too bad. So it would be better if these were flatter, but unfortunately, oh, it doesn't look too bad, I think. Don't go there, it's painful. What, you're talking about speed dating? Well, it was, because even this one person that we had a good chat with, we even commented that it was nice to talk to someone that was normal. And it seems so bad to say, but that's how we both felt when we were chatting, because I think we both had a similar experience of chatting to people, and some people, obviously, so again, the problem is not everyone likes to type. So a lot of people, when they're typing, aren't being who they are. But yeah, some conversations are just so much hard work. It's like, nah. So again, talking about what I was saying earlier on about going around filling things in. As you can see, this one, I don't know, it looks like someone's puked up on part of it. Yeah, holes galore. And this is obviously going to go here. This panel, yeah, isn't going to have anything on it, I don't think. So this is going to be like a panel that you'll see, which is why I say once this is all done, obviously all the small holes are going to be filled, but obviously all the big holes definitely going to be filled, because this looks like it's, well, it looks like it's a rust bucket. Again, if I was building this for an orc, or if an orc had taken over this thing and then patched it up and whatever, then yeah, it'd look fine. But I really want to do a build for the first time that is silky smooth. Even if it is going to take me a week, 2 weeks, whatever long it takes basically to achieve that smoothness. It's what I'm going to do. Let's just give that bit a snip, because I think that's protruding out. Let's go, oh, like that. They do hurt when you put your hand over them. They shoot up. They do actually hurt, because some of them do fly off at quite a speed. But say sometimes I'd rather do that than it fly off, especially if it had a bit of glue on it. It could have flown off, hit the ceiling, and then just stuck there, which would have been quite funny. 40k, you can make a delivery company called, is that Sprue Glue? So take the bride for a drink. We are sensible people, yeah. Aisha, I got to stay with me. Mention obvious, he's got no one else to nag him. Right, so let's hold this for, well, a while and let it dry. So we'll give that a little go. Oh, Streamlabs is back. He's doing his job. Kinda. Eddie, bunker sprues. Yeah, bunker sprues. No washies on the background. No, the washing machine stopped ages ago. Aisha, I am me. What you see is what you get. That's exactly, well, that's me. Yeah. Some strange folk out there. There is. I must admit there are some strange people out there. Yeah. Damon, am I going to sand down the ridges on the sprue panels, or do you have other methods? Yeah, well, yeah. If you're talking about the bit that's sort of sticking up at the top, what I did on the front bit, yeah, just got my blade, went along, and obviously just took it off. I say my initial plan for the whole of this, like I am doing now, is to bulk out the bits, get the Brady's gone dead. Oh, I can't think of the word. Not supports, but the framework. Get the framework done, get the panels on, and then say, once I've got everything in place, then at the end of it, then sort of basically tart it up, make it look good, make it look smooth, make it look sleek, and yeah, and add on all that like, the smaller little bits. So everything I'm doing now is basically the bigger, bulkier bits, and obviously making sure this is nice and firm, secure, solid, before I then start making all the nice fun bits. Like again, obviously the fact that I am going to be doing all these like raised areas. Obviously these are the intake bits, and obviously at the back there's the outtake bits, or the exhausts and all that. Yeah, like the cockpit area, there's another little raised, basically there's raised bits everywhere. So I'm going to have fun building all of that. Again, all the guns, I'm going to make one gun, make a mould of it, and then use the sprue goo in the mould, so I can make loads, obviously all the same size. Because the guns are pretty simple. So I'll probably make like the guns or turret bit in the mould, and then the actual shooty bit, the pew 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 bit, just with a sprue that's shaved down, basically. What was beeping? Right, so we'll let go of that side, and while that one's sort of drying, we'll... Oh, no, that one's beeping. Have I got a message come through? Maybe. I got a text. No, I haven't watched that for years. Right, we'll do the same on this side, and then we can flip it over and start doing some stuff on the other side. What's the time? 10:30. Cool. Yeah, let's say, because basically I was going to go to 12, so even if I got more stuff I could be doing, I'm still going to stop at 12, just so I can do some other work, some proper work, some paid work. And then, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out some flat panels tonight, so come tomorrow they'll be ready. So for tomorrow's stream, I'll be able to do some assembling, like saying, of the grid work and stuff on the top, and then putting some flat panels on that as well. So this should really start taking... I reckon by the end of this week, I don't want to get too optimistic, but at the end of this week, I should have this centre bit done. Not smoothed out or anything, but just everything where it should be. That, I think that's... Yeah, there we go. That's my plan. End of this week, this centre bit is done. So then next week, I can start on the wings. Although won't probably get much done next week because the kids are off. So I won't be live streaming next week. But I might still be working on this. Well, no, yeah, I will be still working on this. A little bit. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. Like I do. Right, so if that one goes there. Yeah. Should be able to use one of these to make the angled bit. Right, have I missed anything? Any chat? Any chat? I should, as much as I have a fetish for the sound of the washing machine, that is a weird fetish to be announcing online. I have to stay faithful to this sexy man. What are you watching? You cheating on me? What's going on? What are you watching? Yeah. Hi, Streamlabs, awesome. Streamlabs, have you had oil for your breakfast? He is, I must admit, he is sort of piping up every now and then. Still not as much as he should do. I say there's two other things he should be saying. I can never remember how to... Oh, where it is. There's a button I pushed to get up the Streamlabs bit. Is it that one? Oh, that could be it. If there's two other sayings he should be saying, but he's not. Tiny Yahoo would love to have a cup of coffee one day as friends. Well, oh well, what we'll do next tomorrow, everyone get a cup of coffee and we'll have a cup of coffee all together. I'll bring a cup of coffee and we can have a cup of coffee and we can chat. So tomorrow's stream at 9 o'clock. First thing we'll do is we'll have a coffee chat. How's that sound? Sound good? Maybe? Not sure. Right, let's have a look at... I don't want that. Streamlabs. Because he should be saying two other things. And he hasn't. But I haven't got a clue where he is. He's a cloud bot, I think. Are you cloud bot? Commands. Oh, timers. That was it. Timers. Right, so yeah, there's three things he should say. One is what he says there. That's sharing. Another one is to thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. And the third one he should say is, oh, Patreon. Yeah, to see some of the behind the scenes on what I'm currently working on, become a patron. And he doesn't say that one either. He doesn't say anything. Steve's flitting, he's sorting out some grey nights. Cheers for having you here, buddy. Have fun with whatever you're doing. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, so 9 o'clock tomorrow when I stream, I'm going to have my cup of coffee in my I'm Too Sexy mug. And yeah, we can spend the first 5 minutes drinking our coffee and chatting about nothing. I've just got a pen on my desk. Right, so why isn't Mr. Streamlabs saying these other things, I wonder? Oh, that's cool, it came off. Right, oh, if I click them off and then back on, will that make a difference? Yeah, because every 40 lines of text, apparently, you should say something. Oh, let's change that. Interval, oh no, interval 20. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll leave him. We'll leave him. He might come back and say something. He might not. I'm not sure. I'll spend time doing that later. I'd rather get a bit more of this done and seeing what's going on. Steve's cheating on me. He is. He's cheating on me with his. What's he cheating on me with? Again, I forgot what he's doing. Something like not horses, knights. Oh, there it is, knights. His grey knights. Yeah. How can grey knights take preference over me? I don't know. Rightio, I'll cut. Oh, that's when I glued down. Better pull that off then. Alright, I will leave that for the moment. Is my phone buzzing? Then. Oops, so I just banged the phone. Trying to look for my ruler. Okay, let's remember to use this the right way around. Oh, delivery. Oh, right, back in a second. Let's just do that. Got a package, and it's not Amazon. It is. Oh, it's Arty Station. They've sent me some more goodies. Right, I'll be with you in a second. I'm just unboxing a little bit because it's got my obviously my address and bits and pieces on it. Right, if we get rid of that and that. Right, let's put the old face back on. Bosh. Yeah, I thought it was Amazon because Amazon are delivering. I get Amazon deliveries pretty much all the time. But yeah, this one's come from Arty Station. They obviously everything you see there, obviously all the units and loads of units behind me or to the side of me, all Arty Station. Lovely stuff. Again, link in the description to go and buy their stuff. They sent me a video, sent me an email just sort of saying, thanking me for doing my video on their stuff. And they said, is there anything else I needed? So I had a quick look at their site, and obviously they do like a spray booth that sort of fits in with their stuff. Obviously you need to buy the extractor fan to go at the back of the spray booth. But yeah, oh that's the sheets to go in there. But yeah, they do a spray booth that goes with their units. So I said, well yeah, I'd love to start doing more like spray brushing. Couldn't you send me a spray booth? And they're like, yeah, okay. And that was only about a week ago, if that, and it's turned up. So, yeah. Cheers, Arty Station, for sending me more stuff. Awesome. Yeah, I won't get that out now because I want to carry on with what I'm doing, but that's pretty cool. I do love being sent stuff. Oh, that's probably a notification to say it's been delivered. Awesome. The Pauly principle, not really seeing the MANTA shape here. No, it's kind of upside down, back to front. Once I get this side panel on and flip it over, I'm hoping you'll see it's starting to look like what it's looking like. Steve's internet is going weird. Rick, can I just make panels 1mm thick, which is really smooth to cover the thicker panels? Yes and no. The problem is when you make the thin panels, it's not 100% guaranteed they're going to come out perfectly thin and flat. Plus, I'd have to make loads, cut them up, and put them on here, which would obviously use more and more sprue rather than just going in and filling gaps. I'd use less stuff filling gaps, and it would be 10 times quicker than me making loads of panels, cutting them up. Because when you cut the panels up, obviously when you roll the stuff out, it rolls out into a blob. So from that blob, you've then got to cut your square out, your rectangle out, whatever it is out. You're then wasting all them bits you cut out. Then you've got to put it on here, glue it, then put another one butt up to it, glue it. When you butt them up, there's going to be a seam line. So you're still going to need to maybe run a bit of goo over that, sand that down. So long story short, you're going to use a lot more goo, sprues. It's going to take a lot longer having to roll each of these panels out. You're still going to have to put some goo on there, sand it out, and you're not guaranteed that every panel is going to be perfect. Yeah, I would say maybe 7 out of 10 panels are going to be good, but you're going to get a few panels that are going to have wrinkles and lines and creases and potholes in them. So, yeah, there you go. Hope that answered that one. Lazarus, that's just the landing gear. Yeah, it is. It's its bottom. So yeah. Squizzle and Wizard looks like mantas are in season. I think they must be, because obviously I made this because someone put a comment on my video, or one of my videos, asking me to make one, or could I make one, or is it possible to make one? I can't remember what their comment was, but it was along the lines of, oh, you should make one of these. And then I went and had a little look, and here we are today. It was only about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, they put the comment. So I started building this probably about 3-4 days after their comment, I think. Right, I'll keep my finger there for, well, it says 5 to 15 seconds, but I'm kind of think it's normally about 20 to 25-ish. There you go. How about make a robot to make panels? But the problem there is that kind of defeats the whole hobby bit of me making something. Obviously, it'd be fun to make a robot, but I wouldn't be able to make a robot that actually made stuff. So what are those white minis on the left? The white minis on the left, there's a variety there. I've got some little goblins. Again, this camera's probably not going to pick these up too well. But cute little goblins that were printed out. I've got some sort of like a wraith. Again, that camera's crap at looking at these kind of things. And then I've got some piles of bones as well, piles of bones. And then I'm not too sure what this is. This is some weird looking one-eyed spiky backed monster from D&D, but I can't remember what it's called. So yes, obviously I'm getting back into D&D after a little bit of a gap of 35 years ish. So yes, I'm printing off loads of minis, making terrain, dungeon floor tiles, all that kind of stuff, as well as obviously doing stuff with my goo sprue. Rice Hard, while I've been watching you, the jar of CD cases next to me has been dissolving. CD cases, oh wow. Another tick on the plastic that makes goop. Awesome. Yeah, guys, if you do experiment with goo and see what melts in it, let me know, because then what I would do is I could make one video with all your experiences and go through, yeah, the list of stuff that turns into goo, basically. Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Is that a real burger? If you knew me, you wouldn't ask that, because if there's a real burger sitting that near to me, well, it wouldn't be sitting that near to me. It'd be in my tummy. Get in my tummy. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be there. So no, it's. Can you not guess what this is made of? So who's asked that? Hobocron. Have a guess at what this is made of. No prizes, obviously, but have a guess. What would you think that could be made from? And while you're guessing, I'm going to cut up this next panel. Ayesha, you gave it away. He's meant to guess. But yeah, it's made of sprues. It's hollow. I could do one of those ASMR things. I need to get another mic and go. Nah, don't have to really do the ASMR. But yeah, it's sprues. Again, usual thing. Framework inside, thin sprue panel around that, and then built up with more sprue goo to make a nice burger. And I love this. This is the best thing I've ever made. Or to me it is. This is the best thing I've ever made to me. Just because I love it. It makes me laugh. It puts a smile on my face whenever I see it. And I think it's cool. So yeah, if ever I was rich and famous and someone said to me, what's the best thing you've ever made? It'd be that. Well, the thing is, I would never want to be famous. The idea of being rich sounds nice, but famous, no. Because I'd want to be able to walk into Tesco's and buy me, well, whatever I'm buying, without people mobbing me. Right, that's pretty cool. Squism. Bingo. I like the name Squism. That's quite a cool name. Obviously sounds a bit rude. Sprue Burger ASMR sounds to fall asleep to. 1 hour. 1 hour. I'll make it more like a 12-hour one. Just to make sure you fell asleep. Right. So I get this bit done, and then we'll be able to turn over. Not the channel. This, that is. That should be okay. Right, we'll hold that for a bit. Hobocron, it's impressive. Thank you so much. I'm really pleased. I love it. I mean, it's great. It's just so, it's kind of like so random. From obviously everything that I make, which is normally terrain, vehicles, robots, that sort of stuff, to make a burger is just, yeah, totally random, which is why I love it even more. He's very good with his hands. How do you know I'm good with my hands? Except when it comes to buying shopping and making a drink. Well, you do realise though, Aisha, every time you ask now, have I been to the shops or have I made a drink? Even if I have, I'm still going to say no. No, I've not. I need to, but I haven't. Just because it winds you up, then it'll make me smile. And it's fun to smile. Terry, sorry, you're already famous. Well, I am to you 60 or 62 people. I am to you 62 people, possibly, maybe. But yeah, thank you for saying so. That's very nice, especially as I'm just doing something that I'm having fun with. Let's say I'm having fun with, and things turn up, as in that package that turns up. It's great. People send me stuff. It's awesome. Right, let's put a bit more glue on the other side, because that other side seems to have, well, I don't think I actually put any glue this side, so let's put some glue there. There's a lot of watching glue dry with this channel, isn't there? Really? But again, that's why when you watch my videos, you see all the good bits of me starting to do something, and then within seconds it goes to the next clip where I'm doing something else, and then the next clip, and so on. Whereas obviously in reality, there's a lot of building something, making something, waiting for glue to dry, or waiting for paint to dry, even. Actually, you can tell by my face if I'm fibbing, because I go red, do I? Okay. Well, maybe I'll work on that, so yeah, I'll have a good poker face next time. Lazarus is off to work. You can leave this lurking. Perfect. Cheers for that, buddy. You have a good day. Hopefully whatever you're doing is sort of fun and goes quick, I guess. But yeah, no, cheers, Lazarus. You have a good one. Right. Right, I'll let go in a second. And, well, I've got 2 panels left. I've only got 2. I've only got 2. Yeah, so which one of these will I use that isn't as bent or warped? They're both they're both a little bit warped. I say these were made 2 days ago, so yesterday these were lovely and flat. But as I say, the more these sort of dry out, obviously because they do obviously dry out, they sort of shrink and contract, and that's why obviously the framework goes a bit skewiff. But again, that's why getting this all glued together, once it's glued in position, it then doesn't sort of move or do anything. So because all of these big box that I've got here, all of these panels had started to go like this, but then when I like flattened them out and sort of manipulated them, then glued them, and then they've stayed in the shape that they've been glued. So this one feels a little bit softer. Because it's softer, it's a bit more easier to manipulate. So say you can almost get them roughly back to being flat, but then again, if I let go of this, within like a few minutes it will be bending and warping and whatever. But once it is glued where I want it, then it won't do it anymore. Should have really worked out how much glue I'm using on this as well, just so I can like tally up exactly how much this is sort of costing to make. Woman's instinct, you can't get away with it. Mr. Hobbyist. So you don't know, I might have a poker face, I just haven't shown it yet. I'll just give this comical sort of facade, but there might be another one where I can hide my intent, hide my feelings. Get it in place, and then let's just hold it again. Well, I am going to get a drink in a minute though. Not because you said, just because I'm thirsty. Right, yeah, get these 2 bits on, get them cut flush, and then we can flip it over and we can see what we've got. So far on acetone, no. Well, obviously, I spent £20 so far on acetone with what I've used. Obviously, I spent that other £20 that's going to turn up tomorrow. So far, I've spent £40 on acetone. Obviously, I haven't used it all because obviously I've got the 5 litre one turned up tomorrow. So I'm hoping that will be kind of all I would need on acetone. I may need to buy one more lot. So at worst, I reckon £60 on acetone. But that's only because obviously, I mean, if I knew a company that I could buy it even bigger bulk, or a company that would want to sponsor me, it would be even better. Yeah, and glue. So this was only this is only about half full anyway, so I might try and keep a tally of how much glue I use as well, and then paint. Although you don't really take into consideration like glue, paints and stuff, do they, when they sort of build things or make things? But yeah, so I say it'd be interesting to see if there are, well, if there is any interest in buying this when it's done. So I can't really see it, but you never know. Just to shut you up. Yes, yeah, so you can buy on Amazon 5 litres of Amazon for £20. Well, $19.99. Yeah, I thought Steve had gone. He's lurking, isn't he? He says he goes and then he lurks just to see if anyone talks about him. Right. So, I say what? Oh, that's popped off. Don't you hate it when it just pops off? Right, let's. I have to do some more, just holding for a bit. Because the idea is once this has dried, I can just get my blade, run along the top here, take that nice and flush, so I can flip it upside down and it'll be flush, basically. But yeah, so tomorrow's live stream, though, I should be starting to build some framework on the top of the parts, the exhausts, the intake, well, whatever them bits are called, really. All kinds of made-up bits, I guess. Rightio. Rice hard costs you $18 instead of £9 for a litre. Yeah, that's yeah, because say the 1 litre jars I was buying, or 1 litre bottles, yeah, they were £9 for 1 litre. And the reason I bought those was because they do next day delivery. But the 5 litre sort of container I bought, that wasn't next day, that was like a week delivery. So that's why I bought it last week to turn up tomorrow. But in that time I needed to buy some straight away. So that's kind of why I went for the £9 one. Wolfenstein, have a look at the fiberglass resin suppliers. They sell acetone pretty cheap. Oh, okay. Upright, yes, this is my biggest thing so far. The next one would be the Orc Stomper, which I thought was quite big, but obviously nothing compared to this. Right, let's have a go see if I can slice some of that off. Well, that side's. I need a clamp to put on like this side and the other side just to pull them in, because otherwise I can see me doing this quite a bit. Although what I might do is a bit of cheating. Oh, this one run out. Oh, there's a little bit left. I might cheat, and I've got the UV resin, which I've used in some of my builds. When I'm gluing something and I want it to glue quickly, I get the UV resin, put a bit of that on, shine the old light on it, and obviously it dries straight away. And yeah, it's just a great quick way of getting things to bond together, as opposed to doing this and holding them for, well, however long. Upright, I've seen the Stomper video. At first I doubted the sprue only stuff, but I've convinced you. Awesome. I think it's because, yeah, not many people think about making stuff with the sprues, I guess, and I've kind of had to go building all sorts. 2 reasons really. One, because obviously it's fun, because I like building stuff, so that's the main reason I'm doing everything, is I just like building stuff. And I think 2, it's just cool to see what you can build out of a sprue. And I think because you can make sprue goo and panels, and it can be indented with green stuff rollers, you can put sprue goo in moulds. I think there isn't really anything you can't really kind of make. as long as it's big. You can't make obviously like little miniatures. You can't make small detailed stuff, but certainly bigger stuff is definitely doable. Right, let's see how am I going to try and do this without cutting the fingers off. Man. Yeah, I know before everyone's going to say it, you should never cut towards your hand. So look away. Nothing to see here. Bosh, there we go. I've still got 5 fingers. Awesome. Again, everything's going to look rough. There are going to be gaps. This is all going to be filled in at a later date. Like anything, sometimes things get worse or look worse before they get better. Making the carcass of this and all the basics of this is definitely that case. I'm really concentrating on getting the size and everything correct, filling in these gaps. It's not worth me doing it now, because if I fill that in now, I've then got to wait for it to dry, so I won't be able to turn it upside down. So that's why certain things, again, in my head I've got a list of like the order I'm doing things in, and filling in gaps is right at the end, basically. Well, what I might do is with this centre panel, or the centre part of the ship, once it's all built, I might actually put the sprue goo in the whole of this, fill it all in, because then I can let that dry while I'm then working on the wings, and then come back to this like a few days later to give it a good smooth down, just so you can see just how smooth it's all gonna look once it is sort of complete, basically. Alright, so we'll have a go at trimming this side down, and then we can possibly get it turned over. Bosh. This one's slipping and sliding. The glue's taking forever to dry. Again, it could be because it's cold where I am, because obviously I've got the windows open. So the glue does seem to not like the cold. Oh, they've got an hour left. An hour left to see what I can do. Alright, let's try. Let's tidy up, stick some more glue on, and then let's flip this sucker over. And then definitely I'm going to have a good old hoover as well after I've done this, because there's bits all over the floor. Sprue bits, obviously. I think I may have finally used up this one, which is fine because I've got a spare. So say the glue's great, but I love these, the old like long thin nozzles, which seem to sort of fit for most glue bottles. Obviously that's like a crazy long length, and you'd have to squeeze really hard to even get it to come out that thing. But obviously we'll go about there. I say it's just a great little applicator then, because obviously it gets to well, every nook and cranny that you want to get into, really. Right, so I'll hold on to that. Let's put some more at the top. Cool. All right, we'll hold this. Let this dry, hopefully. Yeah, again, guys, anyone who's just sort of joined or whatever, if you're asking me a question, if you can put @miniature hobbyist in the comments, all one word, no gaps in between the @ and the miniature hobbyist. It just highlights it on my screen in orange, just in case if anyone has been asking me any questions, because I've seen there's been quite a lot of chat go on while I've been doing this last little bit. I don't obviously always get to see all the chat, and sometimes it disappears before I get to see whatever question you asked. So if you do put @miniature hobbyist, it highlights it on my screen in orange, and it just means it highlights it so I can see it nice and easy, and I know someone's actually directing a question at me. Yeah, the other good thing as well about the that nozzle, I no longer then need the lid, because it doesn't tend to dry out, because obviously the opening is so small that yeah, it doesn't dry out. So the good thing is you can then throw the lid away or put it in your bits box, because obviously that's quite a good sort of like exhaust looking thing, and it makes it nice and easy to use the glue, because then obviously you just pick it up, use it, put it down, and you haven't got to worry about trying to unscrew a lid while you're holding some bits, basically, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's almost like I want some big rubber bands or something to put around the whole thing just to keep it in place, but hey ho. Morning, Eric. Hope you're well. Yeah, hope you're all having a good day. So that Aisha, now since you won't buy shopping, I'm going to arrange Meals on Wheels for McDonald's. If only. Thing is though, the area I'm in, we don't get McDonald's delivered. I think the nearest McDonald's is about a 20-minute drive, so it's not far. But yeah, old Uber Eats or whatever it is, or even McDonald's, doesn't deliver in this area. So yeah, you would have to hand deliver that, Aisha. Yeah, cool. Right, well hopefully another 10 seconds or so, and then we can let go of this, because I'm excited to flip it over and see the other side again. And what I might actually do is tonight, some of these gaps along the top here, I might fill them with some sprue glue tonight, because then again, do it tonight, tomorrow it'll be all ready, and it'll obviously look nicer. But so it's not worth doing it now, because if I did it now I wouldn't be able to flip it over and look at the other side, because the other bit I need to sort of work on, or work out how I'm going to do, let's just turn it round a bit, is obviously these bits needs to be rounded, so it needs to sort of obviously come round. This is where obviously when you're at school you do the old maths thing, and there's all those weird Pythagoras theorem and all those other weird and wonderful sort of formulas. You always think, I'm never gonna need them. But this is somewhere where having that, I probably could work out what I need to make the size of it to then be able to curve it round. But I didn't. So yes, obviously I'm going to have this curved round like that. And obviously a little curve at the top. So basically it's like part of a cone that you cut a slice out of. And again, this is the kind of thing that if I was good at maths and took notice in maths, I would know what formula I needed to get that measurement, and it would give me, the size of this thing. But as I don't, what I'm going to probably do is get a piece of paper, wrap it around, cut out the piece of paper, and then transfer that as a template onto one of my panels. Or I'll probably use a thinner panel. It doesn't need to be a thick panel, that bit. It doesn't, but I might use this one, I'm not too sure. And then yeah, I can make that as that round panel, and obviously do that on the other side. So this front bit as well, this is still going to have some sort of bit going out, Obviously this end bit is going to like curve over. So obviously if you've seen what the original one looks like. So obviously this is this little bit here. So I've got a bit of a curve that's sort of inside. So it's the curve, and then it has to like bend round and curve, and then obviously dip down a little bit. So that's why that'll be dipped down a little bit, and then this will come down and then smooth out. But again, you have to do little bits at a time. So the main thing is getting the framework done, and then everything else kind of follows. But yeah, so I'm really pleased with this chunky box. That it is chunky, solid, and yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, so this glue is taking a lot longer. I mean, because these panels are trying to flex as well. Normally the glue would just dry after like a minute or so, but because the panels are still trying to flex, they're obviously pulling away. So, which is why I'm having to hold things a whole lot longer than I would normally. Hang on, I'm going to email for the address. This sounds exciting. It's the same where you live. Oh, the old McDonald's, they're near but don't deliver. Alan, remember kids, it takes a license to use an E-size model rocket engine. Yeah. Right, let's turn it over because I want to see the other side. Gosh. Yeah, so this is obviously the size of the centre bit, which is why I say I can't get the whole thing on my desk in one go, because obviously you've got to have the wing that goes out, and from there I think the wing goes out about a foot almost. So the wing would be out here, no you can't even see, out there somewhere, and obviously same on the other side. But then obviously you've got the other bits obviously going on the top. We've got the sort of big exhaust intake bits there, the centre column bit coming up obviously the centre, and then the other bits and pieces and gubbins on the back. So yeah, so this basically all of this you see is going to be covered in bits, which is why I didn't mind the fact that this is the rougher side of the panel, because it doesn't matter, because it's all going to get stuff on it basically. But I say I think it is now starting to give a bit more of a size of this thing. Yeah, no, I like it. It's good. It's a whopper. I should get some zip kicker. It dries CA glue instantly. Oh, okay. What's zip kicker? Is that the stuff that's in a little bottle that you use, or like you shush on it? Shh, shh, shh. Is it that? Because I've seen some people use that. And whatever that is, I need that. I need the shh, shh, shh stuff. Roger's at 42. Hello, buddy. Are you alright? What is a TauManta? It's this. It's a massive spaceship. That basically all your all your troops go inside. So in the centre top column, I think there's about 40 odd figures, and in the underneath bottom bit, is it like 4 big vehicles? So basically, this is a troop carrier, but obviously it's quite a large thing. Obviously, the one I'm making isn't going to contain or have room for any people or figures. Mine is purely going to be the outer shell with obviously all the bits and pieces and the guns and the exhaust pipes, the intakes, yeah, paneling. Everything that's on this will be on this, just not the inside bits, basically. Yeah, it's just a brand name for a super glue. Yeah, I'm going to have a look up super glue accelerators, because yeah, sometimes it is a pain having to hold something for so long. See, Steve's still here. I knew he was still here. He says he goes, and he lurks. Google, yeah. Yeah, it's a miniature model. But obviously, it's a large miniature model. Obviously, it's still to scale, 32mm scale, But say this is a troop transporter that carries obviously 40 odd people as well as 4 big vehicles inside this, which is why I say it's a miniature, but it's a big miniature. Right, I'm going to carry on gluing these bits. What's the time? 11:15. I might get them panels put on there, I might not, we'll see. So basically what I've kind of got done is kind of what I wanted to get done. So I am pleased with that. But say, I just want to glue these bits because I want these to try and be, well, where they're meant to be. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So say, yeah, tomorrow's one will be quite a nice fun one because I am going to be building the framework for a lot of the stuff on top. So yeah, tomorrow's one should be quite interesting to watch because it should look. Because sometimes when I'm doing these live streams, it doesn't look like I get much done because there's so much of it. It takes a while to get a little bit done. Whereas when I do the framework on the top, it should look like I get lots done because it's not going to take long to build a bit of a framework. So you should see a whole load of framework on this by the end of tomorrow's stream. So there we go. That's my challenge tomorrow, is to pretty much get most of the framework done on the top. Not necessarily getting it covered, but get it built. Yeah, I don't see why I can't get all the framework done tomorrow. Again, because I'll do a 3-hour stream. I'll do 9 till 12 because that kind of works well because it almost gets into a routine for me as well. Then if I know I'm doing 9 till 12 doing a stream, I can allocate, because that's the other problem I have. I don't allocate time to build. So some days I build all day long, even when I should be doing other stuff. So doing this is probably better for me because it means then every day I'm doing 3 hours of building, but I can still do my other work, my other bits, and obviously have a chill. So yeah, there you go, 9 till 12. Except when obviously school holidays, because I'll be off because of school holidays. Yeah. So yeah, if you've got nothing else to do, guys, between 9 and 12, you should see me sat here. And obviously it'd be good to have you guys there. Eric, it's a miniature model he's building out of pure madness. Possibly. Because yeah, I could build this thing so much easier using, well, probably using anything other than sprues. If I was to use like plasticard and balsa wood, I could probably make this in about 4 or 5 days. Just because obviously, yeah, it'd be a lot easier. Because obviously the plasticard, I just keep cutting up. Balsa wood, make a nice lightweight frame, but get obviously thick balsa wood. Glue on the plasticard to the whole thing. Get some thin balsa wood to make the panelling on the top. Again, layers of plasticard. Yeah, 4 days, job done. Making it out of sprues, 3-4 weeks, maybe job done. So YouTube's having a problem. Comments and notifications are unavailable. Okay, not sure what that is, but I mean, YouTube's just a funny old thing, anyway, isn't it? Sometimes it lets people know that I'm here. Sometimes it just doesn't. Yeah, so especially when I was looking through the analytics the other day for one of my last videos, and it was saying how many people had received notifications, or no, how many people had watched the video because of notifications, and it was like a real small amount. I can't remember what it was now. I did say the other day, but considering I've got like 47,000 subscribers, was it 48 now? I think it's gone up. Yeah, the amount of people that actually notified is very, very small. Right. Let's just. So that's the one good thing though. These panels are still flexible. I mean, these ones. So these ones are all glued and don't move. Are definitely not flexible. Which is why obviously making the little cross beams or the triangle bits inside, I think it's definitely worth it, because then if you can't like poke it, because obviously it's got supports behind it. Come on, how long have I got to hold this little bit? This is why I definitely need this accelerator. Yeah. was it you can't find other YouTube sites. Tabletop Titans are just not there. Blimey. Let's have a little look. Oh, YouTube looks alright. It's still showing that I'm live streaming, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Cool. Oh, RP Archive, his video's out. Watching that later. I like his stuff. He's got a new one, Modular Cities. Cool. Yeah, if you haven't seen him guys, a guy called RP Archive makes some awesome stuff as well. He's another channel I like watching. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think your internet might be going wibbly wobbly. They're all busy at YouTube headquarters watching Miniature Hobbyist. If only. That would be cool. Right, is it stuck? I think it might have stuck, finally. Although I was saying that I haven't got enough panels to do the top and that bit that goes there. Oh, what do I do? The top or that bit goes there? I think I've got to do the top really, because obviously I want to get that bit done tomorrow. So, oh, I was saying I've only got one bit. Man, I'm going to have to. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is make some more of these up tonight. So tomorrow they're ready, so I can finish off the bit that comes here and on the other side, and that final bit that goes there. So then I can then do all that other stuff. I was saying, will this get cut in half? Oh, not quite half. Because if it was half, it would fit both, but I don't think it is somehow. Yeah, just over half. That's a start. Shame. Seven and a half, 6.5. Yeah. So I'm gonna make up some more of these panels for tomorrow, just so I can finish off those bits there. And what I might actually do is not use these ones because these are bent. If I make some panels up tonight to finish off these bits, then they'll be nice and flat, which will make it easier to put them there, which will make it easier to glue them in place. So in fact, I think what I might do for the next half hour is start making the panels up that are going to go there, I think. I'm just going to keep my finger on here a bit more because that's annoying me. So yeah, I think if that's the case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this back over, and those areas I said I wasn't going to fill, I am now going to fill, because I'm not going to do anything to this top bit. So we can grab this sucker, turn it back over, lay it down, and yes, we'll have a go at filling these bits in, I think. Although I would rather some of the bits were still glued down. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to glue them. If they don't stay, I'm going to do a little bit of cheating with the UV stuff. Just because then, yeah, for the next half hour, I'm going to use a bit of ooey gooey stuff, fill some of this in. Yeah, I might even fill in some of these gaps at the bottom, say, because I'm not going to be using the other side today. Filling these little bits in now is fine, because then come tomorrow, this will be dried, so I can flip it back over. So there we go. So like most things, I have a kind of a plan, but then sometimes things change because of things, basically. Right. So, you gonna stay? Cool. Right, and we'll have another little go here, and then I'm going to get my one black glove on, get my ooey gooey sprue stuff, and my spoon that only uses ooey gooey stuff. And yeah, we'll have a go at filling in some gaps. So let's grab a jar. So some of the sprues, as you can see, are a different colour in here now. There's a blue sprue in there, there's a light sprue, blue one, the red one. So yeah, this is where the colour of the acetone really starts going very manky. But yeah. Alright. Oh, that's good. I was just about to say, There's been no chat. Am I still live? But then Aisha pops up, and I still haven't made a drink. I did. Did you? I think you must have missed it. Did you pop off? Yeah, I drank it. No? Oh. No. I'll have a drink when I'm done. Just because that way then you don't get disturbed. You get to see me working all the time and not pottering back and forth to my kitchen. But say tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, I'll be live streaming, and I'll start off with a cup of coffee in my hand. So if anyone wants to join me for a cup of coffee chat tomorrow, 9 o'clock, when I first start, we can have 5 minutes chatting. I'll do my usual recapping. And yeah, we'll have a cup of coffee all together. Right, I'm going to cheat and use this because this glue's just, it's kind of bugging me now. But say, use a bit of this. It's great because you splodge it on, get your little UV light on it, and yeah, within sort of seconds, minutes, it's dried. But yeah, I need to look into the activator for super glue because because it's getting colder now as well, and I'm keeping the windows open all the time. The glue's always going to take a long time to dry, which it's a bit of a pain sometimes. Don't really want to be watching glue dry. He was on the phone. Ah, see, there you go. You missed it. Alan, orcs, them boys, orcs. I quickly saw the message there, Lion. How am I going to build the rest of it? The rest will be built how I normally build things, and that is with sprues as a framework, and then my thin panels. I say I'm only using the thick panels for all these bits that basically need to be so strong and secure so you can pick this up without it falling to bits. Eric, I wish I could join you guys with coffee. Stupid time zones. But that is one of the reasons I kind of like the live streams though. The fact that people are all over the world, different places, some at work, some at home. I mean, some people might be watching me from the beach. I mean, who knows? But yeah, so here it's not raining actually now. It's dark clouds. No, yeah, darkish clouds. So it could rain at any time. Oh, I will need to film some of this. But yeah, I'm sure where some of you guys are, it might be sunny. Right. Where should we go? Let's go there. Right, we'll go there and we'll get that out. Oh man, it still didn't stay. That was pants. Oh, well, the ooey gooey stuff, we'll get that in. Just thinking, why don't you use a big spoon because this is going to plop out lots. So I normally use a little tool as well. If I want to get small amounts out, I've got like one of those small tools just to get a small amount out. Saying that, let's put the lid back on just for a second because I have got the old stirrer things, which might work out better because that'll be used to smooth. Like, how will you build the rest of the centerpiece and ring attachment? Plastic glue could be handy for the strength of the build. Yeah, so with the wings, I'm going to try and have it so part of the wings slot into part of this, and then obviously you just glue the whole thing, and then say it's all going to get glued, it's all going to get sprue glue over the whole lot. And so that's the thing I love about the sprue glue, as well as obviously building panels and other bits and pieces. It's great as a filler, and great to use as a kind of a glue to glue something together, because obviously when you put this onto the bits of plastic, because it's still got the acetone in it, it does sink a little bit into each of these, a bit like the cement glue. But obviously once it dries back to being a rock hard plastic. Well, as rock hard as this plastic was when it was plastic. When am I going shopping? Nag. I'm definitely going shopping today because I'm picking my boy up from school and he's coming back. We're probably going to play Minecraft later, so I'll need food for obviously him, and I will need food for packed lunches. So yes, I will be definitely going shopping because I have to go shopping because I've got nothing in. And Steve, it's lashing down where he is. Alright, let's go back to being there. We'll film and see. I don't know, I've never put one of these in acetone before. I don't think it's going to dissolve the wood, but who knows. But say, if nothing else, it is good to use to flatten. That can go off the edge. So I haven't my glove on, I don't need my glove on. And there we go. That is kind of what I was going to do to fill in gaps and holes and all that kind of stuff. And any stringy bits can just be pulled off afterwards. Right, so what I am going to do actually, as I know people moan at me about PPE and health and safety and stuff, which is true, I don't mind being moaned at when it's something decent. So I am going to put a mask on, only because obviously I've got the jar open, and normally obviously you open the jar, get what I need, use it, or the lid basically goes back on straight away. Get the stuff out, lid back on. Because of doing this, the lid's going to be off for quite a while, and even though this is a well ventilated area, so you've got window literally 2 feet there, one over there, one behind, the lid is going to be off for a bit. So I am going to put my mask on, which will mean well, I might be able to talk, I'm not sure. I don't know how well you're going to hear me with a mask on, but we'll see. Although there's a fair chance someone's going to moan that the mask I'm wearing isn't right, but it's the only mask I've got, so it's the mask I'm going to use. So I can't see anything without my glasses though. Right, so can you hear me? I mean, I don't know if I sound, well, I'm going to sound funny. I sound like Darth Vader. Look, I am your father. Yeah, I think the smell must have got me already. I'm getting a bit nuts. It's like I'm baking a cake. So say this will get it reasonably smooth, and then I can then obviously just give it a good old sanding down. Hello, Bane. Hands, face, space, yeah. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. It looks better than it did. Maybe I should take a picture of me wearing the mask, and that can be the thumbnail for the video. It's okay, trust me, I'm a doctor. So anyone who's just turned up, I don't normally wear one of these when I'm working. It's only because I've got the sprue glue out, and I've got the lid off. Normally I get the stuff out, put the lid straight back on, but because of what I'm doing, I have to keep spooning it out. If I can't smell it, then the mask's doing its job. Yeah, I can't smell anything. Right, I can breathe, but I can't, yeah. No. Yeah, so, yeah.
It must be working, like you say, because I can't smell the acetone. But then you get the clever so-and-sos who come on and go, ah, just because you can't smell it doesn't mean you're not breathing it in. Right. What was that? I was born in the sprue glue, moulded by it. Yes, so parts of this don't need to be too smooth because it's going to come down and then still sort of like curve round. Again, that'll probably be done with a few more panels and then the sprue glue sort of like in it to just give it the roundedness. So the old sprue glue is certainly a great filler though. Well, the wooden spoon seems to be okay in the acetone. It's not doing anything to it. I don't think it would do, but you never know. Yes, I would love to have a shed at the end of the garden. Unfortunately, I'm in a flat, so I don't have a garden. But hey ho. Right, that's not too bad. I'm quite pleased with that little bit. Right, I'm just going to give it a few minutes just to say, because I've had that open for quite a while, there might still be the smell in the air. So yeah, I'll do it a couple of minutes. I'm going to tidy my desk up just because I don't like mess. So then I'm going to finish off just by making a couple of more panels, which I'm going to need to sort of finish off doing that bit there, and obviously the bit that goes underneath. Can I say, do you feel in charge? Don't know, what film was that from? Do you feel in charge? I don't know how I meant to say it. Is it menacing? Do you feel in charge? Is that any good? I don't know what feel. Is that from Bane or something? I don't know what is that? Is that not Doctor Who, Batman? So I've seen Batman with Bane, but I can't. Again, memory like a sieve. Watch a film, love it. Can't always remember exactly what goes on in it. Although I'm surprised no one has said yet, keep the mask on all the time, you look better. Right, I'm taking the mask off, so anyone who's squeamish, get ready, the mask is coming off. Oh, it is Batman, so yeah, so it'd be Bane. I believe, yeah. That's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't too sure. Get some supports out near a window. Be fine like old Victorian baby cages, yeah. Yeah, hang them out the window. It's crazy. Yeah, Darth Vader. Look, I am your father. Yeah. Right, I think I'm ready to take it off. I I think we've all had enough fun out of me wearing a mask.
Ta-da! Woohoo! I'm still here. Bosh. Right. Yep. So that's one thing I like about the acetone. People keep moaning about it being bad for you and all the rest of it, and yet, I say it does. It dries instantly in the air or evaporates in the air, and yeah, there's no smell. The mask kind of like a face hugger. But I must admit, my face was feeling warm because I was digging with my fleece again today because it's cold in my flat. But I say it's cold, it's nice fresh air, it's all good. So yeah. Right, so I'm not going to turn that back over because otherwise it will stick a little bit to my desk. Panels, that was what I was going to make, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I am really running out of sprues now. I know I've got, well, I think there's a few packages coming this week, which is going to be handy. Yeah, I mean, it's these bigger ones, isn't it? Alright, so what do I need? I need 1, 2, possibly like the smaller ones. Oh no, this will be longer, so let's have that one. That's quite a long one. We'll have that one. I'll have the other one of those ones. And one more long one, I think. Let's just go for 4. Yeah, let's go 4 blue ones. Just keeps it all nice. Right, that can go in there, that can go in there. Right, and I'm going to take this off the desk because there's just no room. Yeah, so I must be. I was looking forward to today's stream, and I am definitely looking forward to tomorrow's stream, when I can start making bits on the top of the centre bit, because it really will start to look how it's meant to look, which is going to be awesome. Right, that can all go there. Let's get mats up. It's gone a bit curvy-worvy. I need some of this. Oh, that mat's well and truly curved. Right, so usual sort of thing. To make the panels, obviously the first thing I need to do is cut off any nibbly knobbly bits at the bottom, because the idea is you want these to lay nice and flat to then put the goo in them. I think I've already done this one. Yeah, so this one is good to go straight away. So I have a little dab of glue. So again, with this build, there's a lot of preparation. As in, the bit I'm doing now, I need to do this, but I won't be able to finish what I'm doing with this until tomorrow. Can I get 2 on 1? I think I can. Yeah. But so yeah, tomorrow's one we'll finish off those side angle bits, and then yeah, start making a lot of framework for the top. As I say, I should be able to get a lot of that done, because the framework, it's not time consuming, but there's a lot of fiddly bits, as in measuring, because I obviously measure twice, cut once, all that stuff. But I should be able to get, in 3 hours, I should be able to do the whole of the top, get all of the framework done. Just so then the next stream I can then get all the panels and start cutting up the panels to put them on. So yeah, so I say the the first few streams of doing this, you don't really get to see what's really going on that well, I don't think. But then it starts taking shape, which is awesome. If you've got those mats with a blow dryer or a heat gun, can shape them flat again. Yeah, don't have a blow dryer. Not needed one for quite some time. I've got a heat gun. My only thing with the heat gun, I've used that before. I accidentally got it on a bit of the this cutting mat, not this one, but my last one, and it caused it to like a bubble. So I'm reluctant to use a heat mat. I'm just going to let this gravity take it down, because basically I just put it down there this morning, and obviously where it's sort of leant up against something, it's then started to sag, which is why obviously it's got a bit bendy. So right, let's quickly get some of these off, because say it's 10:02, so I want to get these panels done now, just so they're done, and I can just put them to one side, and then obviously forget about them until tomorrow then. So this stream might go on a little bit past 12, just because, well, I'm going to be sitting here doing this, so I may as well sit here and do it with you guys. And then I can crack on, do some other stuff. Might go to the shops, might not go to the shops. Alright, all the little nibbly knobbly bits go in my nibbly knobbly bit box, or drawer, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I put them in the wrong. Oh no, I put them in the right one. Alright, I think that's ready to glue down. Oh no, that's another one. Making stuff. ... Alright, buddy? Hope you're well. Well, if you've just joined, you've just missed the main big bit. I've just put it on the floor as I run out of panels, so I'm making more and more panels. Hit those mats. What are these mats? Oh, sorry, I didn't see your other comment, Bill. Am I going to film the D&D games? Initially not. Basically, there's two groups I'm going to be playing with. And obviously you want to make sure we're all a good fit and obviously get on well and all the rest of it. Ideally though, I would like to eventually set up and film D&D games. But I think the first few games I'm playing, I'm not actually playing at my place. I'm playing at other people's. But eventually, the other thing I want to get is I want to build a gaming table. Obviously, my biggest dilemma is I've only got a small place. But the gaming table I want to build one with the old TV in it. Because as much as I like making all the dungeon tiles and the floor plans and all the rest of it, I love the idea of having the figures and moving them around on the glass screen. Just because I think then you can have more special effects. You can reveal parts of the map and then not reveal other parts. You can limit the distance that they can see. So yes, I really want to make a gaming table with a TV screen in it. But it's a long way off yet. But no, I would like to eventually, do some streaming of some games. So I think that'd be quite fun. Right, oh, so I just have that on there, flattens that. Right, so yeah, I'm going to make obviously more panels up because I kind of ran out. And yeah, make them up how I made all the others. Literally get the sprues, cut off the bits at the bottom, lay them flat, greaseproof paper, chuck on the ooey gooey, and then obviously with the Michael Jackson glove, woohoo, flatten it all out. And then these will be good to go for tomorrow's stream. So when this first comes out, it is just super sticky. So I might as well put a few dollops in both of them just to give it a little bit of a time to, well, be less sticky. Let's take all that out. Loads. That should be enough to do that one. Get the lid back on. I was going to stick my my mask back on. Yeah, the TV table. The thing is though, I'm pretty good at DIY, as in building things out of wood, stone, metal, whatever you want to call it. I'm good at making things. Well, making things little, but making things big. Just general DIY. So in my head, I know how I want to make the table, but my problem is I make it, and say I'm in a one-bedroom flat. It will take up the whole of the space that I've got left in my living room, because obviously this is obviously taking up quite a lot of room. As I mentioned yesterday, as soon as I moved into this flat, the first thing I brought was this table, and then just so I could see what room I got left to have, like, got a sofa literally behind the table there, TVs over there. Basically I've got two TVs. I think they're, I don't know, they're 50-inch, 60-inch TVs, but I've got two right beside each other, just so when my kids come round, we play obviously Xbox games and stuff, so we can sit and have two. Yeah, I'm a big kid, so yeah, it's like a normal sitting room. It's like a little gaming room as well. But yeah, if I made a table that I want to make, it would take up. Well, there'd be no room. There'd be no room at all in the living room. So yeah, it's, as much as I want to make one, until I move and get a bigger place, I won't be able to make one just yet. They do look cool though. If you've seen them, the old like D&D tables that people have built with the screens in them, just look awesome. So obviously I need to start playing it again first. So yeah, nice and simple to make these panels, but these are certainly nice and strong and effective. Obviously you just saw that the main box that I've built, the bulk of it, having these in there is just super strong. But yeah, so all the panels that I'm going to make for the top part of this build will be my normal sort of thin, sort of 1mm thin panels, just because they don't need to be thick on the top. I finished the Monster Bash. I finished making the thing for the Monster Bash. I started painting it, and then I kind of got carried away getting this done. Because I did want to paint it finished by the weekend, but I had a wedding at the weekend and other things came up. But yes, yeah, so I finished building it, and I'm pleased with how it looks. I think it looks quite cool. I just need to get the rest of the paint on it. Yeah, because I'm going to try and do that as quick as, just so I can get Trent some pictures of it. Obviously in the hope that he'll be able to include that in his sort of video, basically. Morning, Katrin. Cody the Skeleton ASMR. Anyone? Have it swivel on the wall. Yeah, that would be, well, it would be, but there's no walls available because literally I've got a sofa against the wall, TVs against the wall. Obviously there's a little bit of a wall behind me, but then there's a door into the kitchen. That one over there's got windows beside me. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to put it swiveled on a thingy. But next year I am looking at getting a bigger place, so maybe next year. You haven't started yet. But yeah, but you're one of the cool kids, Bill. Though you're in the main group. Obviously, I want to get mine done quick, just so I can get a picture to Trent, just so it gets in his video. Obviously, you're going to get a shout out and mention anyway, being one of the cool kids. Outrageous. Typical. I'm always last to get picked for Sports Day. Yeah, I should do a like an ASMR on the goo, shouldn't I? Get the microphone really close, just so you can hear the little squirty and farty noises. Do you think that'd make for good ASMR? Squirty, farty noises. Problem is though, there'd be some people out there who would like that. The world is made up of a whole variety of people, isn't it? Really, which is kind of cool, I guess. But we're not all exactly the same. Yeah, I don't think squirty, farty noises does it for me though. Alright, I think this one is just enough in this one, but the other one obviously needs a little bit more. So I'll get these 2 panels done and then I am done. And then yeah, so these will be needed for tomorrow's live stream. And yeah, so guys, all this week, yeah, I've got nothing on this week, as in during the day. So every day this week at 9 o'clock, I will be doing a live stream. And basically, it's going to be this. It's going to be building this thing all this week. Just because obviously I want to get it built because there's lots to do with it basically. Rightio. Bill, I'm too cool for Monster Bash. I'll do it, I suppose. Yeah. I bet you were grinning from ear to ear when you got the email or the message or whatever, whether you joined them or they joined you. I bet you were grinning from ear to ear. I know I would have been. Well, Trent was on. Did I live stream last night? I lose track of what I'm doing. No, I live streamed. No, yesterday morning I live streamed, didn't I? And Trent came on, and well, made my day. Made my day having Trent on there. It was only on for like 5-10 minutes or whatever chatting, but yeah, that made my day. Oh, Aisha, you've got to go. You have to go to hospital. Doctor's orders. Well, I hope you're all right, Aisha. Let us know tomorrow how you're doing over a cup of coffee. Yeah, fingers crossed you're all right. And I say you failed the test or whatever. But yeah, let us know. Shopping, or I will not be. I will go shopping, and I'll even have the food beside me for tomorrow's stream, so you can see what I've brought. Yeah, with our coffees. So so again, anyone's just joined. Tomorrow, when I start the live stream at 9 o'clock, we're basically all having a cup of coffee together. So it can be like a little mother's meeting. And yeah, have a cup of coffee together, start the stream, recap on what I've been doing, what I'm going to be doing. Having a cup of coffee. Bring biscuits if you want. That man doesn't do. Well, I must admit, because I think it was, what was it? It was about 1:30. It was 1:30 that I was streaming, and he popped on, and yes, it must have been 1:30 in the morning, surely, where he is. Yeah, lovely guy though. I think he's a really nice guy. So how are you getting on, Bill? Are you getting any sleep at night? Obviously with the the little one, or have you now got them into a bit of a routine where you are getting sort of like 4-hour gaps in between all the feeds? All right, there we go. Yeah, that's 2 done, 2 to go, and then I am done. Well, yes, I did think that. So is it Katrin or Catrin? I don't know. Is it Catrin? Because I must admit, when the name came up, I thought, who's that? But then I was the picture was like, oh yeah. Not really, Bill. Oh no. I must admit, I was quite lucky. All 3 of mine sleep pattern really quickly. Well, not sleep, sort of feeding pattern. It wasn't sleep pattern. It was obviously in between. But yeah, the feeding pattern, all 3 of mine, luckily, pretty quick. just because then you got into a nice routine of knowing when you're going to be up in the middle of the night, and obviously whose turn it would be in the middle of the night. Oh, that's cool. This one's already been chopped off. It's getting a little tough shooting around a kid. I bet. I must admit. Yeah. Yeah, because obviously I started like yourself last year, but mine are, well, they're 9, 10 and 12 mine are. Catrin. Cool. Yeah, so trying to film when you got a little one, well, 2 little ones. Yeah, that's got to be quite difficult. Go by Cat. There we go, Cat. That's nice and easy. I remember that. So Bill's just finished an episode and then going to crack on with the old Monster Bash. I'm guessing you've already got an idea in mind though for Bill with the old Monster Bash. Of what? Oh no, saying it here. You presumably already picked your 7 cards or whatever. So yeah, you must have an inkling of what you're gonna build, or more importantly, what you building it from, Bill. Let's get nosy. Let's find out what you're doing. Are you building it from like toy parts you're gonna cut up and sort of bash together, or are you using the old? Keep going, brain dead. The plasticine that you stick in the oven, polymer clay. Oh, my brain just goes nuts. Yeah, or are you doing a polymer clay one, or a bit of both? Or, God forbid, are you doing a sprue made video? Don't be nicking my sprue videos. Yeah, I've cut this one as well. That's quite bizarre. I've cut them and then not done anything with them. Handy, but bizarre. So how come you changed then, Cat? Or you just didn't fancy being Cupcake anymore? Oh, because if you wanted to, you could have stayed as Cupcake and I'd have called you Cat. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Victor666 is laying in bed. Thanks for the entertainment. I'm here to please. Trying to chicken. You got an idea? You're going clay and natural things. Oh, bark and twigs. Oh, wow. Cool. I'm sure it's going to look awesome, whatever it is. I mean, that is a good thing about the Monster Bash, and obviously lots of people taking part, that everyone is going to be making... Well, obviously, even with the 7 pictures, everyone's going to interpret them pictures differently, but then everyone has their own sort of different medium to sort of make things with, or a variety of mediums. Oh, this bit at the bottom's a bit chunky and firm. Can't even get the sucker out. It's fighting back. It's like, no, you can't get me out. There we go. I will win in the end. Yeah, I always seem to find nowadays, with the bottom bits of these, it is like that. It's like a lot firmer, a lot thicker, and just not as gloopy. That's a bit too much. Oh man, it's well and truly firm. Friday's going to twang off and hit the ceiling. Kat, you're starting a new YouTube channel. Oh, okay. Cool. Any reason you're going to be sort of like doing things on the channel? Right, so guys, well, obviously just gone over 12, so I want to try and do 9 to 12 as being my thing, just so I can get in a routine, say more for me than anything, just because some days I do sit at my desk too much playing about making things, and I don't do other stuff which I'm meant to do. So that's why I'm now going to try and get into the routine of every day, school days that is, 9 till 12 live streaming, because then it means I can sit here, do my building, do my making, whatever, and then I know at 12 o'clock I need to stop, then go off and do some normal work and bits and pieces, and then in the evening, if I've got time, I'll mess about, do some more stuff. But yes, every day, 9 to 12, I will be live streaming, because I'm basically going to be sitting here building something, doing something, playing, basically. So yeah, sometimes I'll have you guys there, which is why obviously I've tried to get everything set up nice and neat and easy, so I can just push a few buttons and bosh, I'm live streaming. Obviously not messing about with that green screen behind me, because as much as I love using that green screen, Because obviously, as you can see, my kitchen's behind me. Basically, I'm sitting in the living room. The doorway's there. It goes in the kitchen. A lot of the materials I've got are in the cupboards in the kitchen. Just because, again, I'm in a one-bedroom flat. Don't have a lot of room. So when I had the green screen down, it kind of meant if I needed something, I couldn't get in the kitchen unless I got on the floor on my hands and knees and like shimmied underneath the green screen. So not having the green screen there is a whole lot easier for me, which is why I've got this little layout now of my face on one, picture on the other, and obviously text in the other. So it makes it a lot easier for me to live stream, which means I can do it every day at the push of a few buttons, which is what I'm going to do, which is cool. So yeah, I'm literally going to do these last few bits. Any questions for me, guys? If you put @miniature hobbyist in your comment, it highlights it on my screen, lets me know that it's me you're talking to or asking about, and I'll obviously answer any questions you might have. But say I'm literally going to do these two, and then that will be that. It's more informative, meant to be about. Is that D&D or did? Is did something different? Oh, did. Oh, it is. Diagnosed with it 3 months ago, and there's a lot of misinformation. Oh, okay. Yeah, must be. I haven't got a clue what did stands for. So I certainly wouldn't know what it was about. God, yeah, this is definitely firmer. This bottom bit. This is. It's really weird. So you're doing all this, but it's the very top of the shoulder. Whatever muscle's up there that's controlling my arm doing all of this, it hurts up the top. Obviously the fingers ache a little bit, but yeah, whatever muscles on my shoulder is the one that seems to be working out the most when I'm doing this. Yeah, because this feels like it's almost dried. Oh man, it's the most exercise I'm going to get today, that's for sure. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to get my piece back on here just for the last little bit, so you can see, if anyone who has just joined and hasn't seen it, I will get up on the desk what I've built so far, and it is huge. And I say it's like the centre bit of this spaceship, and it just fits on my desk. I want to keep going, but my arm is killing me. Or my shoulder, I mean. Watched Pulp Fiction last night. I've seen it before, but yeah, kind of forget how good a film it is, and how sort of almost like bizarre and random. But I do like Quentin Tarantino's films; they are pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of watch quite a lot, obviously, when I'm building and making things, and I generally end up watching things I've already watched because I kind of run out of new stuff. Is that dissociative identity disorder? Multiple personality disorder. Oh, okay. Oh wow, yeah, no, I've definitely not even heard of that. Is that something you've had or been diagnosed with for long? Sticky. Right, last little bit in here, and then so I'm going to get the thing back on my desk, mainly because obviously I want it to sit on my desk because, well, there's no room on the floor for it to sit. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's too little. Right, there we go. That should be enough. Get the lid back on. That can go over there. Right, there we go. I can leave them to dry. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so I'm just going to get these off my desk, get my TauManta build so far back on. So, obviously, last little recap. This is what I've got so far. Oh, bashed the knee. So, yeah, it's dry, so I can flip it back over. So obviously this is the centre part. Oh, there's my pictures. My desk's getting a bit too full, as usual. So yeah, anyone doesn't know what it is, it's this TauManta. Basically, it's like a big cargo dropship kind of thingy. Quite large. Obviously, I didn't realise how large it was until I saw someone holding it in a photo. But by then I'd already said I was going to build it, so here we are now, a few days later, me building it. And this is kind of what I've got so far. So obviously I'm just building, basically I'm building like this centre bit is what I'm building first, and then the wings I'm going to build separately and then attach them. Because obviously, as you can see, I've got no room to put the wings, because obviously the wing goes out about another foot either side. So obviously quite large. So basically I was working on the Carcass, which is obviously the bottom bit. So it's a nice, strong, solid box. It's not going to go anywhere. I've stood on it, so it's strong. To take all the weight of obviously everything else is going to be on it. Because I wanted to be able to build it so I could pick it up and not worry about it buckling or bowing or bending or basically breaking. So tomorrow's stream, I am going to be taking loads of these. Let's take that glove off. I'm going to be taking loads of these and basically building a framework for all the top bits. So there's going to be a lot of framework being built, but it's going to be fun and it's going to be cool. So that's going to be built over the top, and then probably the day after. So I'm aiming tomorrow, in the 3-hour stream tomorrow, to build the whole of the top bit using these, the framework. And then the day after I'll be making, or I'll have some sprue panels, but the old sprue panels I'll make, the sort of really wafer thin ones, and I'll be like cladding the whole thing in that. And then probably the day after that I'll probably go over and do all the touching up, finishing up. Any gaps I'll use the sprue glue as a sort of filler, just so it can then be ready to, basically I want to sand the whole thing down so it's super smooth. So I'm kind of, my aim is by the end of this week to have this centre bit, excuse me, all finished, all done. So then next week I can start on the wings. Obviously that's the plan I've got. It may or may not work out that way, because obviously sometimes life gets in the way, or sometimes you don't get as much built as you kind of think you're going to get built because it takes longer than you first thought. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, guys. So again, all this week I'm going to be live streaming between 9 and 12. Obviously I've gone a little bit over today just because I wanted to get a bit done. But generally it will be 9 till 12. And yeah, it'd be great to have you guys here while I'm sort of working. If you haven't already, if you can give this video or this stream even a thumbs up. Say, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out no end because it lets YouTube know that people are interacting with my videos, my live streams. And I say my plan at the moment is I'm going to try and work really, really hard over the next year to make this channel grow and grow. So this can be my full-time job, basically. So next year, summer, I would love it if this is my full-time job. But we'll see. It's all in your hands and YouTube's hands on whether or not they want to promote me or not. Cool. Okay, well, cheers, guys. Thanks a lot for being there. I am going to start shutting things down, so we'll get rid of my face first, just so I can sit here and poke my tongue out at you guys and you don't know, but I'm not really doing that, but I might be. Right, and we'll do that as well. Yeah, cheers guys. Thanks for being there. You take care, and I will see you in tomorrow's one. Bye for now.